Do-do. I think it's recording. Do-do. I hope the audio isn't blipping because
it looks like it shrunk it.
Updated. What? Welcome to this episode of Shenanigans Live. It is Wednesday. I am just setting things up. Yep. And that's always fun. Mm-hmm. I'm going to give the screen to Katie.
Thank you.
Unless you want to take us to the chat somehow.
Oh, God.
Let's check our event page.
You go to the chat and then
Katie's here.
Fine. Hey guys, how's it going?
I'm here. What's up? Hi guys. How are you?
We'll get the chat up and then we can.
Oh my gosh, I have to sign in. Like I own this show. Oh my god.
I already signed in though, so weird.
I gotta sign in again. Oh no.
As you can
I gotta
see,
mute
this
it.
is this is an educational show, so you will learn behind the scenes on how to make a web show and show up 5 minutes before airtime. But yeah, what are we? We're almost at the end of November. Or we're like mid in there now.
We have to sign into our own show to watch it. That's ridiculous. Like we're trying to use the chat to talk to you guys, but I'm locked out.
Awkward.
This is like when you create that monster without the ability to destroy it.
Yeah.
And the irony is that you have to destroy it. But this is the inverse. This is like we built the thing we wanted to get into, but we can't get into. No? Okay, let's try that again.
Really?
You keep talking.
Okay. This is exactly what I said. So welcome. We're going to be checking into the chat momentarily to see what you're all up to. But for now, you're joining us at Shenanigans Live on a Wednesday. We are, if you haven't seen the show yet, I'm Katie. This is Shaggy. We're comic-making siblings from Toronto.
Yo.
And I work full-time in animation. And what I like to do sometimes is do demos on the Cintiq here, but because I have a deadline, I have to work on board stuff, so I can't show you guys that, unfortunately, because that's copyright stuff that I'm not allowed to show until it airs on TV. But really, you can't get into the password?
It's like I'm trying to like hack my own network.
Oh my gosh!
I feel like this movie called Hackers.
Yeah. Let's see if I can push this thing back.
I'll put that away.
It's pretty darn close.
Okay, we saw our guy going.
Actually, if I can chop this
Where are you going?
chip thing up, I can make this.
Well, it's too late. We're already gone. So once again, if you're joining us in the last few episodes, the audio got a little blippy and stuff. So do keep us up to date on the quality of the show because we want to make sure this is the best possible show. The blippy audio we've recently updated our live stream software again. If it's not blipping, then yeah, that's great. If it is, I may have two ideas why. One which is we can't actually have our chat separate from watching the live stream. So we're basically uploading video and downloading video at the exact same time, which I don't know if that causes it. But anyways, we'll keep us posted. I'll be keeping the chat nearby. I look a little asymmetrical apparently. Well, it is Movember, so no one said we had to have symmetrical mustaches now, is it? So speaking of which, Movember, changing the face of Men's Health, you're going to want to go to the web.
Able to push this back a bit more.
So
we're not eating the screen.
I'm pushing the audience away. Yes, Movember! Change the face of Men's Health. Welcome back, here.
Thank you. Alright, let me get this in.
I have a lot of headroom.
You do. Let me see.
Let me put the chat over there too, or something. I'm just gonna take a quick bite of my dinner while this is happening.
Here's that.
And just
put this here.
Move that around. Man, that chat is so far away. I'm gonna have to get some glasses to read that.
Oh, well, you can just pull closer then.
Okay. I'll just shuffle in.
Yeah.
Alright.
So, if you've been watching, yes, I again moved everything around in the studio.
Our whole layout changed all over again. How about that?
The last one was getting really ergonomically messed up. So, normally I sit over there with this facing, but this arm is pretty versatile, so I'm able to scoot it around. And do
we got Claire saying it'll be a new trend. It may already be a trend. This is actually called the monkey tail. The way it works is you start from here and you go, whoop, and that's a monkey tail.
It is asymmetrical.
Ah.
Why'd you do that?
Funny that.
It's just the way it is.
Yep. I'm gonna stop you.
I don't know much about beard culture. So.
True. Oh yeah, we should do. I want to make a new trend. Speaking of trends, for this show, I want to start off with the previews, the sneak peeks. Coming up on this episode, are addictive games addictive or what? Also, Halo 4 was released. That's 4 more Halos. What else? Some guys being all like sexist and stuff about cosplay. Who knew? Coming up after that. we might talk about Wreck-It Ralph, so I hope you guys did your homework because we said we're going to talk a little more about it. But if you didn't do your homework and see it,
we'll try and avoid spoilers.
I don't know. We just might not talk about it at all because we said everything we could say.
Okay, or we'll just be like, go away for 5 minutes and then we'll talk about it.
I don't know. All that and more on Shanahagen's live intro music.
Oh, I didn't make any intro music.
All right, we're back. So you came at me. Let's start off with the most controversial issue.
Yeah.
This is big news. No, I didn't actually hear about it until you said it, so I don't know if it's big news.
Well, because I wanted to show so we could like discuss it beforehand.
Yeah. Well, the truth of the matter is, like, I looked at the article quickly, and I'm like, this isn't anything I haven't heard before.
I just know a lot of people reacting, and I think what made this so. If you guys don't know about it, there's what's his name? Is it Tony? Tony Harris is a comic artist, and I think there was something he said on Facebook that was really upsetting to a lot of folks because it was pretty much a lot of ladies for a really good reason because it was pretty much, I mean, to boil it down, it was like accusing people of their levels of whether you're a true geek or not, and it was like women
But specifically, do you want me to try it?
Yeah, you go.
Okay.
See,
hey, what's
that's
up?
why I want you to talk because you're better talking. I'm
so,
better at drawing.
You know, people like to cosplay.
Yeah.
People like to cosplay, like, very scantily. People like to have... Wait, that wasn't what it was about?
Oh, yeah, okay, keep going.
People like to have the boobs out. Alright, so that's the brief. Now the deep version of this is there is a general growing, I don't know if concern is the right word because that's what they're having, but it's a general growing opinion from a certain crowd of people who see that people who cosplay and are very popular for it and are attractive and are cosplaying as nerdy things are being, criticized as not being actual nerds, and they're just doing it for the attention, and they're the whores, and they shouldn't be at the conventions.
It's like
so that's the issue. What people? No, I'm not saying anyone. Not you guys are saying that.
And I'm lucky to have never met people like this.
I personally haven't met anyone like that yet. But
it's kind of this entitled nerd person that's like, you're not a real nerd because you don't know all this and this and this. But it's like, you don't necessarily have to know everything about this series to feel like you enjoy dressing up as that character. I mean, it's a way of celebrating and enjoying it. And another thing that people bring up is it's like, you're talking about these women like, oh, you're dressing up like this character, and I'm like, that a dude designed like to be overly sexualized, and she's having fun with it. So it's like,
well, like it depends,
like, and rightfully so. Like a lot of women are getting upset by it, and guys are not like some guys are like, well, blah blah blah, you can't have it both ways. And it's just like, it's I don't know. It's just kind of something that exploded on Twitter and Tumblr in the past couple days. So.
This thing has been
growing.
Deadline,
but I was still like, what's happening? And I just wanted to touch on that.
More and more of this was popping up. Like, if you may know, one of the most, if I can call it a household name, of cosplayers would be Jessica Nigiri. She burst onto the scene doing her, I think she did like a Pikachu dress before, and it was cute, and everyone's all about it. And her follow-up was the Lollipop Chainsaw. She won the contest to be like the spokes character, and since then she's been doing lots of cosplay and stuff. And people would like be on forums and just be like, oh, you like, and for her and anyone kind of like her who's like, more or less, let's say, attractive cosplayer, and has basically got like poster pinup worthy photos. Like they're like these are full quality, but the criticism being, oh, you guys just want attention. You're not actual nerds. You're not actual, and the counter argument to a lot of this comes to, first of all, what is there to gain from getting all the attention of like this crowd of like quote unquote nerds?
She's
like
not dressing up like that for you to get your attention. She's doing it because she wants to and she has fun with it.
Yeah.
And it's like, I don't know, it's these people with this kind of mentality that it's like everything revolves around them and like you're here just trying to attract me. And like,
it's like, oh, how
and it's
dare
like
you?
as if you'd even date me anyway, so you're just putting on this false. I'm like, she just wants to like.
She's just dressing
you
up.
And I dress up for fun.
Yeah, we go to cons. Granted, I don't wear the sexy outfit,
and my
but
level,
we go to cons.
I'm a little bit more towards the modest side because I get a bit uncomfortable, but it's like, I think people that rock it look awesome. Yeah. Like you saw that topless Professor Layton. That was hot.
That was.
And I wasn't gonna be like, even just want attention.
Even I was a little bothered.
Maybe. But I mean, I don't know. It's just this weird kind of. Well, the thing that I think bugged me about the Tony Harris thing too was it was like either they're being too sexy and trying to get your attention, or they're not hot enough, and why do I want to?
Yeah,
look at
that got
it's
weird,
like,
didn't it?
What?
If it's like. They're not attractive enough. I'm like, wait, so what's your point?
I don't know. It was just a rant, and it was kind of one of these things where it was like, oh, you should not have put that.
Yeah, it's like you get it off your chest, but maybe talk to a friend at the pub about it. You don't gotta post.
The thing that sucks is like there are some guys that are like, yeah, right, yeah. It's like,
oh yeah, there definitely is. Like this is what I mean. Like on forums and stuff, this has been kind of cropping up. Yeah. Like people like, there's a bunch of people like there's Yaya Han, I think she did like a Chun-Li recently, in a series of that. There's another cosplayer. For whatever reason, I ended up like following some of them on Twitter, and it's actually fascinating. Like they're touring in as much as like, you know, us thinking about like going to sell comics. They're traveling around to go to like dress up in different places, and there's like announcements. It's like, oh, I'm going to be dressing up at this con,
I mean, I follow
which I've never actually seen to that level.
Yeah, and I'm friends with a couple people who take it to the next level of just this sheer like beautiful costume work and everything, and I love it. It's so exciting, and it's like, yeah, you get to dress up as your favorite character. And I mean, we've done that briefly, where it's like, you know, I was part of a troupe of people that went as Soul Eater villains, and it was like, it just felt fun. It was like, yeah, we're part of this gang.
I haven't done a troupe yet.
And then it's like to have people kind of like throwing that in your face, like, well, you're not a true fan, or you're just trying to like.
Yeah, and it's kind of weird because like you're like. Even if they're not a true fan of the source material, at least you can appreciate they're a true fan of the style and the art, because the effort that goes in these costumes is not just willy-nilly, I'm going to get so much attention for this, I'm putting all these hours into making this costume. Like, it just doesn't make sense to, like, say... And then I'm not going to, like, throw out the possibility that there is someone out there who's, like... Like, this happens in videos, too. People who aren't into particular games will make videos about those games to get their views in, because you know, if Call of Duty's coming out, or if some other big game's coming out, and you're like, well, I never really played that, but everyone likes it and I want to get the views, it's the smart thing to do. Now granted, on YouTube that means you gain money and stuff like that, and you know, I know some people do this, some people don't, some people are genuine, some people, but it's just like, even if it was intentional to be like, I'm going to cosplay as this character, like, at least it's like they appreciate the craftsmanship of the work. They're like, they've studied the outfit, they like the design of it. Like, there's characters that I love the design of, but I don't care for the show at all. Like, I don't watch it,
like, I don't know
but I
what
like the art.
Those characters are who are kind of like these fancy butler characters at Anime North, but I was like, I love it, though. It looks really nice.
Fancy butler? It wasn't Black Butler, was it? Or was it something else?
Yeah, I'm not sure. But I think what this whole thing is it kind of sparked a lot of, like, situations that a lot of, especially female geeks, have dealt with, where it's like, you're questioned on it just for, it's like, well, you're not actually... You can't be a real fan, and it's like this weird kind of mentality that's like, well, why not? And like, you know, I'm pretty lucky that like most of the geek guys I know are awesome, and most of the geek guys are super great. But
I think
like,
for the most part they are.
Yeah, and so when I see all this like anger, it's like I want to make sure that I'm like, but not all dudes are like that, because I know so many great ones, but it's unfortunate that there's a couple loud ones that are just making it not
the entitled
fun for the rest of us. Yeah.
Who ruin, and the same thing's been happening in video games. There's entitled crowds that ruin everything. Like we have Amber saying about this like sexism and stuff's been coming up in video games a lot lately. And the truth of the matter is, it's something that's always been around. It's just now it's really hitting the bubble. It's really hitting the wall. And whether that means a change, there's going to be a change coming for good or not, I don't know. We've talked about the whole tropes YouTube stuff earlier before. We won't go into that now because it's just you can find many reasons on that. I think
it's the social media where it's like someone says something stupid and then like everybody launches onto it.
Yeah.
And then it's like it gets more spread out that way. Like the guys, I popped on his Wikipedia because I was curious about who he was, and it was like someone had even edited the Wikipedia at the end where it was like, and he deserves a kick in the balls or something like that. And I'm like, well, I don't see that actually.
That got approved. It's like,
something, and I can't even make a page about myself, but someone can add that too. It's probably not going to be there for long.
But in each of these kind of like communities, like be it about games or comics and stuff, there's examples of these people stand out who kind of ruin it for everyone. Like one of the big stories in games was there was a lot of like sexist remarks and stuff going on a team. It was a fighting game. It was a fighting game tournament, and the guy, she basically like quit mid-tourney because it was just too much.
She committed character suicide, like in the game.
I wasn't sure. Didn't hear that part.
She was being harassed so much that she had her character walk into like an enemy character and just blow up.
And from her own teammates, which is ridiculous. And then when called out on it, the guy's like, "Well, sexism is a part of gaming culture. You know, it's our thing. That's what we do." And then everyone else is like, no, that's not our culture. You shut the hell up, you idiot. Yeah. You know, that's your culture. You do. I wish you wouldn't, but don't tell them it's like, gamer culture is being an asshole. You know, granted, smack talk is a huge part. But
this is the part that upsets me. It's the. And which always surprises me is, you know, we've bumped into it a couple times, like the entitled jerky nerd character.
Yeah.
It's like a lot of us have dealt with some kind of weird social thing, because we're not, like, I mean, I think geekiness and nerdism is a lot more acceptable now, but there was a time way back when where it was like, I didn't want anyone to know I watched anime. I was like, didn't want to make fun of. But I mean, it wasn't ever going to be as bad for me. Like I know people that got beat up back in the day for liking comic books and stuff.
Really?
Like that. I mean, like comic artists now who were like, like not like our age.
So like there's Brian Michael Bendis, we're calling you out.
I don't know, but like,
and he's like looking out his window like, oh no.
But like like earlier than us, like I think it was like geek culture was something that like certain people would gang up on and like would be a negative thing. So it's like some people have dealt with jerkiness from the outside. I'm like, that's why we need to stick together and not start attacking other members of our own.
Yeah, it's like, but there's the other half of the people who are proud of the fact that it's still or at least they believe it's still a niche and it's their thing.
Well,
and it's
I think that's what they get upset. These certain people get upset about, where it was like, I was into it before it was cool, and like now you're just a poser.
Now
it's
you're breaching the thing I've always.
Someone else who's interested in it that you can have a conversation with, and if you just speak to them like a human being, and not like, well, you're just into this because blah blah blah. It's like you can just make it's cool to have more people interested in these things because then it springs off to more things that you're all interested in, and then you can get. I don't know. I don't ever see it as a negative thing. But, I mean, I'd be so excited if, like, back in, if when we were watching anime, if people were more into it casually, that would be awesome. Yeah. And I mean, we had no connection with people who are also into it. Where it's like, oh yeah, I also like it too. And you're like, yes. But if everybody's like, oh yeah, that thing I saw on TV was neat. You're like,
and we had no one to talk to about it because it was like we were renting anime from like the video stores. We're watching like Ranma, Escaflowne, like we're bringing stuff in before it was on TV. Yeah. And it was just there was no one to talk to unless it was about Sailor Moon or Dragon Ball.
Cartoons.
Or no, it was either Sailor Moon, Dragon Ball, or animated porn. That was basically all people knew about anime back in grade school. So we had like no one to talk to. So that's why the first year of like when Anime North was so validating.
Yeah, and not to say we were like super loner people, but it was like you wouldn't talk about those things when you're around people. It's like, okay, what are we into? Oh boy, New Kids on the Block.
Yeah,
I guess you wouldn't talk about the things you were necessarily interested in because people would get kind of like glassy eyed. So you just. But when you met people that were interested in that stuff, you're like, yes, and that's what I love. Yeah.
But I feel that this is kind of the core to that phrase of entitled nerd, because the entitlement is thinking that this was your domain and someone else is breaching it ungenuinely. Well, like they're not
like
real
it's
about
like
it.
Maybe
That's
they're seeing like the girl who's like the cute popular girl is now suddenly dressing up as this character, and you're like, no, you don't get to be that character.
How dare you? But like the other half is like, here's the argument I was thinking of. It's like it's not like the attention they're gaining is taking attention away from you. So if you have this attractive cosplayer at the con and everyone's taking photos, it's not like you walking around buying comics or whatever. You've lost people's attention or something. Yeah. So it's like it's almost like kind of ludicrous to get angry. It's like I don't know why, but people got to be passionate about something, I guess. And hate for no good reason.
Yeah. I'm seeing the CPU is up.
Yes.
Again. How's the quality, guys?
Oh yeah, if you guys can keep us up to date. How's the audio?
Yeah, let us know if it's cutting out.
We've recently updated the live stream software. I was on the email with the guy and he was talking about how it was popping last week and the week before, which sucks because those are two really good episodes. Yeah, especially the Dungeons and Dragons. But the audio is kind of like popping in and out. So keep us posted on the texts, on the chat, how things are going. I just want to make sure everything is all right. And if it's fine, tell us too. If it's not fine, tell us.
Yeah, let us know.
That's all we need to know.
Cool. People are saying it's okay.
Really? Maybe the update works.
Yeah.
Maybe Livestream fixed it. Sounds super good, no poppiness. Quality is good, but my chat isn't live. I have to keep reloading to see new comments.
It seemed like it was pretty quiet for a bit there, though, when we were talking about.
Oh, really?
Jerks.
Do you think? Well, maybe it was just so heavy and in depth that people couldn't focus to write.
Oh, hey, speaking of nostalgia, do you remember these?
No.
You totally do.
No.
You must. Do you remember?
I know wine gummies, but not Life brand.
Oh, okay. But you know wine gummies.
Yeah.
I picked
the stupid little roll.
And they make me really nostalgic. Back in the day, like when we used to do those like Irish dancing competitions, like you were the only boy in like the whole thing, so you won
default.
Every medal you won.
I won by default, kids. That's how you get.
You would go up in his
trophies.
This little kid. You go up in his giant kilt and just dance a bit and scratch his head and dance a bit, and
Waddle
he'd be like
around.
gold. I'm like, I'm actually trying here. I can't get anything. But the only candy you could ever find in an Irish fesh was these grown-up gross wine gums, and it's like I used to kind of like only take it because it's the only sweet thing we could have, but now I like it. And it's that weird.
Well, because you're growing older.
Well, because I was looking at it, I'm like, oh, it's gin flavored, port flavored.
Really?
This is
So that was just wine gummy flavor.
Yeah, no, it's all different. Yeah, it's different wine.
Well, it wasn't just there.
So like genius.
When you went to the theater, you saw like Phantom of the Opera. They had like Phantom wine gummies.
That's right, they did.
Yeah, you had to be big leagues to like have that made though. We got Creep over saying, I don't think I've been having problems with the live stream, but it seems like I'm usually 5 or so minutes behind the live stream. You may think so, but live stream has a delay. I don't know if that's intentional, because there is an option to turn it off, but supposedly it improves your stream. So, you know, when you hearing me say this right now, I said it 10 seconds ago.
How's that?
Chew on that for a bit.
Crazy Brian.
How's that taste?
Stuff.
I used to do Irish dancing too. That was the sort of thing to do for children here. Yeah, that's pretty much, you know, it's like if you're... There's a documentary called like The Jig, or The Jig is Up, or something like that.
Please tell me that's what it's called.
I think it's just called The Jig. I don't think The Jig is Up.
But it would be some weird, like, these specials are actually putting money into, like, weird other things.
Yeah. But,
it just sounds like it's unleashing a scandal.
But, like, it's a documentary about, like, the whole Irish dancing culture. I haven't actually seen it. I saw the trailer, which is pretty intense. It's all, like, the girls getting their hair all frizzy. And,
I used to have to get it in
stuff
curlers,
like that.
The day before, and you'd sleep with the curlers on. You're like, yeah.
I didn't, fortunately. I had short hair at the time.
You just showed up, and they were like, gold!
Yeah, hell's yeah, I came there.
You and wee little Joseph McConaughey.
Me, Joseph! Is that how it was? Joseph McConaughey, Stephen Shanahan. Oh, one of them's going to win for sure by default this year.
I know.
I hope my boy's the most defaultiest of them all. I don't know who that is, because none of our families speak with that heavy accent.
Nobody has an accent but Grandpa.
Oh my god, that'd be great though.
And not like a fake accent.
Yes, an awful fake accent.
Like a weird piratey Welsh.
It's weird though. I only really have one memory from Irish dancing lessons, and one time.
Was it the mouse?
No.
You don't remember?
Don't remember that. One time I came to. I think this was the first time in my youth. I must have been how old, like 6, 7, 8. When I was must have really young. First time I've ever been like, you know, like not judged, but like, you know, given the runaround for what clothing I was wearing.
Oh.
Okay, so I came to Irish dancing, and the only T-shirt I had was like this Beetlejuice T-shirt from the animated series, and there's this big ugly Beetlejuice face on the front. And our dancing instructor, what's her name?
Oh, I don't remember.
Like Lady McTurvish or whatever she is. She was like, "You got to turn that shirt around. You know, it's this gross and disgusting. You can't dance with a Beatles guy on in front.
Wow.
The banshee will get you." Like, I don't know.
So you're getting yelled at by Liam Neeson.
I'll find you and I'll kill you. So I had to, you know, do that thing where you go, put your arms in and turn my shirt around and put on backwards. So I had a freaking tag sticking to my neck. Irish dancing like a fool with a backwards shirt with Beetlejuice on the back. Oh, it was a time.
You're like, never again.
And that's when I stopped wearing T-shirts. And then I started just today.
Okay.
I'm off that.
Like, what happened?
I finally let go. I could finally accept and move on.
Yeah. I didn't know it was haunting you.
Yeah, some random things
Mrs.
stick
McTurvish.
with you. So, I don't even know what her name is, but like I know she judged me. Her and the lady at that wedding with my hat.
That was amazing.
Those two can both
That's
shove
my
it.
favorite photo from the wedding. Or was that? I think we mentioned this. It was our cousin's wedding, and some other people from the fancy older people table that we weren't related to came over and took him to take his fedora off.
Yeah.
And now Mom had been telling him to please do it all day, and he was
And I
like,
say, "No."
And it's cute and endearing, and then
Yeah.
it's like as soon as they say it, I'm like, well, I guess it is kind of like rude to wear a hat when you're the only one wearing a hat at dinner. But because you came over and asked, now we're not going to do
Yeah.
it.
No. It wasn't even that. It was worse because she didn't ball up and come
She sent
herself.
her husband to tell you to.
She sent this little old
take
man
your
with a
hat
mustache to be like, the lady over there would like it if you're not wearing a hat. And I'm like, well, screw the lady over there and screw my dancing instructor from 17 years ago.
But I'm like, is she honestly having like a bad time?
Yeah, it's like, can't focus.
She'll be remembering that for years. And that rapscallion at the wedding.
That hooligan. We got a TV Dang saying, would you guys ever consider doing an episode about your experience self-publishing Silly Kingdom? Hell, that could be any episode.
We could do that.
We could do that right now. If we
I would
wanted to.
recommend you
Or,
guys,
better than that,
you guys should check out Guys with Pencils. They are a podcast, and they're friends of ours out of Toronto, animation grads from Sheridan, and they interview a lot of comic artists, animators. They've done some really cool takes on like. I was listening to a whole bunch of them because I'm doing board cleanup, so I'm just going through them all, and it's like they interview like teachers at Sheridan, just talking about what it's like there and like their film stuff and whatnot like that and whatnot. But there's an episode with me and Shaggy here where we pretty much tell you exactly that. We explain how we made it, what our influences are, all the issues with getting the printing done and shipping. So I don't know which number it is, but you should listen to all of them anyway. Yeah, if you write Guys with Pencils and write like Shanahan's, you should be able to find it. Yeah. So that should be fine. And listen to like a bunch of their stuff. They've got great stuff on like the gaming community in Toronto, and they do interviews at comic festivals and. They interview this guy who I think was the lead character designer on Secret of the Kells I listened to out of Ireland, and just it's
out of Ireland.
Out of Ireland. It's a really fun show, so I really highly recommend you check those guys out.
Apparently Claire already did, because their podcast kept me sane around deadline.
Yeah, it's been helping me keep a lifeline while I'm working.
Oh, look at wee Heather has joined the show.
Oh, hello Heather. How are you?
Top of the evening for you.
I was on the phone with Heather and she was home alone, and I was telling her all these like creepy ghost stories I heard. And she was telling me that when the blackout happened, she was home alone, and then all these like creepy things kept happening. Like the power turned on for a minute, and then the answering machine went, Heather.
That's freaky.
And then I don't know if you remember the Anna Green Gables doll upstairs.
Oh, Jesus.
Did you ever have a weird feeling about that thing?
No.
Because it always creeped me out. For whatever reason, it used to creep me out. It creeped her out too. And the day of the rainstorm blackout, it wasn't where it was supposed to be in the corner.
You're giving me chills. I don't need that. It's scary.
Was like, ah! So, are you still home alone, Heather?
It's freaky.
Where's the Ann doll, Heather?
You're falling off your frame here. There you go.
It's right behind you, Heather.
Oh my god.
Oh.
That's freaky stuff. Yeah, so check out the Guys with Pencils episode, because we could...
It will not freak you out.
Yeah.
Or if it does, it will in a good
freak
way.
you out in a good way.
Because they talk about the industry, and they
know the crushing reality.
There's one cool thing I want to look into. There's this group... I should not be eating on the show, that's so rude.
We're episode 42. That's good, I like 42, it's a good number.
I remember that, because I remember really liking that number. It is the meaning of life. There's this place they were talking about one of the episodes called Bento Miso. I don't know if you've heard of them. It's like in Queen West, and it's this gaming collective group. It's like
don't know about it.
I think it's gaming focused, but if you have any kind of web presence, you do. It's like they do seminars, and you can just come in and like it's pretty much this giant studio space they rented out so people can hang out and jam and work on games. And
not for me. I don't make games.
Yeah, but like you don't have to program like necessarily. I think because there's I know there's groups in Toronto that are looking for artists to help out with games and stuff like that too.
I feel like I have the least to offer any like game maker.
But you're a huge gamer.
Yeah, I know, but like I'd be like, I have an idea, and they're like, so do we. I'm like, oh. It's like, can you draw? I'm like, no. Can you program? No. Music? You do silly voices, and you're like, this is a serious voice game, sir.
Holy crap. Okay, speaking of silly voices, there's this Kevin Smith, I don't know if you listen to his Fat Man on Batman.
No, supposedly I should, though. Apparently he interviews like all the Batman voice actors.
I think
he did Mark Hamill and what's his face?
Is it Tara Strong?
Oh, really?
I think she does the voice of Twilight Sparkle.
Yes.
But it's like he interviews her and like
Strange or Strong?
Strange, I think. No, Strange, Strong.
Tara Strange.
I could probably Google it, but. She did like Bubbles, the voice of Bubbles from Powerpuff Girls, and it's like a really interesting interview just with like because she's from Toronto, so it's like her acting career in Toronto, moving all the way to LA,
I should listen to that.
And then she does switch into all these different voices because she's like Timmy from Adventure Time.
Oh yeah,
she's Timmy from Fairly Odd Parents.
She's solid.
And, she's like Raven from Teen Titans, and she's just talking about the different voices she does, where people are like, oh, I want to do a voice because it's just a funny like you just put on a voice, and it's like, well. You know, anybody can put on a voice for like a couple minutes at a party, but to actually do a character.
That's the thing is I don't do that.
Character
I'm not at the party going, hey everybody, the pudding is out.
I love that. I love that.
I should though. I don't know why I picked pudding of all things.
Pudding.
I'll do that for the Christmas eggnogathon.
I think you'd really enjoy that episode though. It's so cute.
I feel like I'm really feeling the pressure of never pursuing like vocal work and stuff. Like it's kind of been all these years. Everyone's always been like, oh man, you should do this and that on radio.
But the thing is you. I mean, you could join actor and do that stuff, or you can work on your own.
My own stuff sucks.
It doesn't.
No one wants to hear it.
What are you talking about?
Let's find out then. So because it's Movember, was it traditionally the very first Movember I did? I had a little thing was if you donate $25 or more, I make you a chapter.
Oh yeah, and this is Tara Strong. Yeah,
yes, I make you a chapter of Shaggy Reads Twilight. That's what I did the first year. and people seem to enjoy that. We got a good couple of chapters in. Then the second year, I wanted to be a little more manly because it was mustaches. Instead, we did Gears of War, Asphalt Fields. The chapter kind of got delayed, but it's being finished right now in time for the next November. But regardless of that, we're going to have those up soon. I haven't posted yet, but if you guys enjoy me reading a little book about vampires again, soon in the next week or so, hopefully, because November's like halfway done, I'll be putting up that offer again, that if you donate $25 or more towards November, not to me, like I don't touch it at all, it's for a good cause, you will get another chapter produced, your name in the credits, and it's all good times. I do want to point out, this will be the last time I'm actually offering to do it, because I should move on to other things. So if you wish to hear Shaggy Reads Twilight, you better head on over. There'll be a video about it soon, but if you want to preemptively do it, go over to my Movember page. It's Shaggy Shan Movember, or you can look up Team Quarter Circle Mo. I'm the captain of it.
Quarter Circle Mo.
$25 with donation, and the secret code to make sure you're not just like family members donating, so I don't have to do it. You have to write SRT in the comments. So when you donate, write SRT. You can add a please at the end if you want.
It's a secret code, but like I know Mom listens to this too.
Yeah, I know, but she's not gonna do like SRT. She doesn't need to hear Shaggy Reads Twilight.
No, I think everybody should Shaggy Reads Twilight.
But just saying, this will be the last time. So just because I gotta move on to other projects, and this project's kind of like on and off silliness. So just pointing that out. So if you wish to hear it, that's up to you. Cool. You decide. The audience decides. There you go. See.
Oh.
But yeah, but going back to it, like it was just like. I mentioned it earlier, like that I wanted to, way back as a kid, I was always interested in cartoons and voices. I enjoyed the idea of acting.
Well, your thing was always that you were like, I can't get emotional. You want me to get emotional? I'm like,
yeah,
well, you don't have to
I
cry
can't cry on command.
Like, you might not have to be sad.
I feel like that'd be like every episode something horrible happens. I'm like, no, I've got to do the sad voice. It's just like, right. I'm distraught. It's that kind of deal.
You know what though? Yeah, like I do hear like it is tricky words.
Yeah, you have to be an actor first. That's the kind of thing. It's not just people think it's just voices. Acting is the other half of it.
Yeah, I know.
And I never really enjoyed like acting per se. Like
as soon as you put a camera on me, I'm like, nerd.
Yeah. Like I can do it, but it's not really my thing. So it's always been kind of weird. But who knows? Like it may not be too late to try it. We got Andrew Mars and you can do the voice of my next animation short if you want. Yeah, sure.
Sweet.
I got the equipment.
You just have to cry in it.
It's half an hour of crying and emotion. It's raw and real. But I'm really feeling it this year. That I'm kind of like, man, if I really want to do it, am I running out of time? Like, should I just do it as a lark? Like, just submit a demo reel and see what happens? Or...
You might as well. I mean, it's not gonna hurt.
Yeah, I know.
Well, I've got a friend of mine who she was working in animation in Ottawa, and like she took drama and stuff all the way through it.
Yeah.
But coming to Toronto, it's like she's really pursuing acting now. Like she's doing a lot of stage stuff, and she's doing a lot of classes and things. So it's like she's putting herself in improv classes and like musical theater classes, and like just focusing on acting. And it's like one of the things they do is you work on a scene. So it's like you have like a month to like work out a scene with your scene partner. So it's like that's kind of your acting assignment. But she seems to really enjoy it. It seems like there's a lot of good classes here in the city. I mean, not that you want to necessarily do musical theater, but
maybe I don't know. I could do it. I'm like guys and
dolls. You got a great calm look in that.
But it's interesting because like I don't know. I've enjoyed live acting. It's fun. You get a certain what's the word? Not burst of energy.
You enjoy live acting, but you refuse to like put that Quidditch video up because you acted.
Yeah. I hate watching myself try to act. I like doing the acting sometimes, but I hate being the one who has to edit it.
I'm the same way. Like anytime I've had to do acting in like a little assignment, I'm like, this is fun. But when the whole class is watching it, you're like, no.
Like I'm alright with that, but I just hate working on it because that means I have to watch myself like 50 times trying to do the same thing. I'm like, I'm an idiot. I want someone else to do it so I get some distance from the project. So I'm like, all right, it's shot, and you get to do it. And that's the other reason why that project from way back when, Dr. Professor, has yet to be edited, even though it has some of the best footage I've ever filmed.
I love that you didn't think that would happen. You were like, I just don't like watching myself.
Yeah, I started. I'm like, all right, this video's starting great. We got our first character, and the door opens, and you see me. I'm like, oh, screw this. I stopped editing. I'm like, we spent 3 days shooting it, and then I was just like, oh, no, I'm in this.
See, that's usually why people do a screen test before they, like...
Yeah.
Oh, and you heard that sad thing about the original Back to the Future, how it was
there's another guy.
cast with another guy, and they were like...
It just wasn't working.
The laughs that, like, we want, and then it's like, obviously now it's like Martin J. Fox was, like, the dude for it, but it's like you don't know until. Hopefully, you don't get to the point that you're filming it.
Yeah,
like,
you should know in
you should know
advance.
it's a screen test, but.
Amber's saying I always preferred being a director. Likewise, like the thing is,
Even directing, I'm just like I can't.
I love directing because it's one of the
So
few
much.
ways that something visual in my brain I can make happen.
Yeah.
Because like if I see like an amazing scene and then I'm going to draw it, it's not going to look that amazing.
Yeah.
And pursue that. But with video, if I see an amazing scene, I can at least approximate and recreate it. And like, because a recent video, I don't know if you've seen it yet. We did uberfriendship.com. We did a Gears of War toy commercial.
I think it's got a big spoiler in it. If you guys.
Okay.
What is
Gears
it,
of War 3 spoiler.
3?
Yeah. We did a Gears of War toy commercial for our
So
friend's
good.
birthday,
So
and it basically turned out exactly as I pictured it. Like, because I knew where I was going to film it. I knew what we had to deal with. And it basically looks... Like, I'm not going to say the video's perfect, but, like, from what I imagined it was going to be like and how it turned out, it basically is the perfect match. And that's my ability, I feel. Where I can make something at least look... If I know where it's going to be shot. Like, if I'm sitting here being like, oh, we're going to have all these nice backgrounds and stuff, and I get there, I'm like, oh, we don't have them anymore. Then you're like, But if you know, like, what you have and where you're going to film, you can make exactly what's in your head happen.
Prepared for it,
Which is very satisfying for me because I rarely get to do a visual approximation or exact, thing. There you go. So be sure to check that out. It's over at uberfriendship.com. It's also at the Uber Friendship YouTube channel, which only has like 7 videos on it, so you can't miss it. Well, because the Uber Friendship channel never really had any videos because we were doing videos for other people. We never really posted stuff on our own page. At the beginning, we did these weird little update videos.
You guys were doing those little mini comics that I liked. Those
the photo comics.
I wish you'd do more of them because they were really fun.
Photo comics are the other thing that I can sort of do.
Because photo comics is like, I have a great idea, but I don't want to spend like all day drawing it. So like, let's put ourselves in this position, click,
and
then this
pose,
position,
click,
and they're
click.
funny.
And then you just add word bubbles, and it's great. We got TV next day. Shaggy, your refusal to let me watch you act makes me sad. Okay.
I know, right?
I know, eh? Deal with it. That being said, I kind of have this push that I want to get as many of my old projects done before the new year.
Good.
Because we have a big video project that's going to be starting soon.
Really?
Hopefully, has robots in it. Just going to say.
Oh, I know what you're talking about.
Hopefully, you guys will enjoy it if it actually gets made. And I will not act in it, so it's guaranteed to be made.
Cool.
I may do a walk-on, like I'll be like Hitchcock. I'm like, and then I'll walk away.
Or you're like Stanley, where you just quip something. Like,
Yeah.
oh wow.
Well, I want like a brick or like something to blow up and it just cuts to me going, holy shit! And then it cuts back to someone else. Like that'd just be that's my walk on.
Turbo tone.
Yeah, exactly. Guess who's here? Says Chris, the host.
Chris?
Yes.
The host?
I'm gonna guess it's Chris.
Chris. Right, Chris. All right.
I just browbeat my team until they do what I want them to. Says Amber. There you go. There you go. Being a director. Life as a director, that's always good. But, yeah, so hopefully... I was trying to remember everything I still have to do in my mind. I'm like, how many projects are abandoned? There's one animated short that we had all the resources except for background, so then we stopped. It wasn't you, it was someone else.
Okay. So, like, I know I built you, like, characters.
Oh, yeah, then we have characters for something else, but no background, so we stopped. Funny that. Yeah, I just kind of start lots of projects and only some of them actually make it through. But in a way, that's kind of my rough work. Before the internet, you had a scrapbook that you didn't show everyone because that was your roughs. But then once the internet came out, everyone was basically showing everything. Just like, well, now you can argue whether that's good or not based on what you want to get out of it. But sometimes it's just like, I don't need someone to see
like
this. I wouldn't mind people seeing this.
I have heard, and it is true, where it's like sometimes it becomes a delay when you're showing stuff. Where it's like, I could work on this thing, or I could tweet that here's a sketch I did, and then
you put the time into tumbling,
and you're like, awesome, and then you don't finish it.
Yeah, yeah.
Like,
you put all this time into like networking it, and
you're like, yeah, I got 200 views, all right.
Oh, Glenn's on the show. What's up, Glenn? And if speaking of old projects, the Glenn here, he is featured in that video, Dr. Professor. As one of my favorite characters that don't say anything at all, Snipersaurus. He's a dinosaur with a sniper rifle. And I'd love to see it. But I need someone else.
Recast the Doctor and just.
I need someone else to edit it. I can't recast the Doctor. I don't have the location
Heather
anymore.
can edit. Get Heather to edit it.
Well, Heather, do you want to edit Dr. Professor?
Heather, you're not busy with your last year
my
of high
first
school and trying
choose
to get
your own
college.
adventure video that never happened. That was back when YouTube started doing like clickable links, and I was like, oh, choose your own adventure. I should edit this.
Those are fun.
Yeah, I didn't do it. I might make, instead of that, I might try to make it like I was thinking about it today, make it like a Flash interface video if I can get someone who does Flash. Like I just give them the clips and then buttons because I want like specialty buttons to show up for like events that because there's like Resident Evil style, quick time events where it's like, oh, dodge. You have to press a button. Yeah.
Someone throws a pop can at you. Ah!
Yeah. It's gonna be like that. It's gonna be fun.
Resident Evil.
Yeah. I don't know if it's time though. That's the thing. It's all about time. There's a bunch of other stuff I have to write and edit. What else is going on? I have a bunch of things here. Didn't I add a list? Or are we? What else were we talking?
Did we have a list?
I have a list, but I was wondering, was there another topic you had? Because I can just jump right into one of these.
That was kind of the only one I wanted to bring up just because it was topical. So.
Yeah. So, long story short, don't be a hater
jerk.
to cosplay it.
Yeah.
There you go. Don't be a cosplay hater.
The pool's big enough for all of us to play in it.
There you go. Bride Story is a comic I gave Katie recently.
Do
you have a copy here?
Yeah, I'm gonna go grab it. It's so pretty.
If you've watched Talking to the Camera way back when I did a feature, one episode it was on Kawamori's work called Emma, which is a maid story. Now I say maid story and manga in the same sentence. You might be thinking, oh, it's a master. No, this is more genuine. This is more legit. This is actual European, England, British maidism, analism stuff, where it's all about cleaning and things. It's not about anyway. So read Emma. It's solid. It's amazing stuff.
Very gentle.
Very well researched and detailed. And her follow-up, this other series, is called Bride Story.
Where am I? Bride Story.
Which is based not the Middle East. Is it West Asia or where is it? It's not the Middle East.
It's out in the desert, so
it's about nomadic communities.
Yeah.
It's about a lady who marries some
Eastern
guy,
Asian.
and it's all about being a bride. But it's fascinating because it's so well.
Yeah, it's a
filled
look
out.
at,
It's so researched.
She comes from over the mountain to be
Yes.
married into this tribe, and so she's a 20-year-old woman. She's betrothed or married to, I guess he's like 12 or something like that. So I mean, that's kind of the thing that's kind of like, oh, that's weird.
She kind of becomes more of like a second
she's
mother.
Kind of like it's not like weird. It's really sweet.
It's endearing in a way.
It's just, and it's kind of like slice of life in this older era, and just like the
but it's
fabrics
so
and everything,
genuine though, because whenever you see kind of history pieces, it tends to be very stoic and stuff just kind of happens. But there's so much heart and character in all these people.
Yeah, and just how kind this tribe of people is.
Yeah.
And
it's just about people just traveling and all the culture of marriage and merging of communities, and you get to track which son and daughter got married off to what other family to
and it's kind
expand
of
this
it is
company
very much
or something.
like a time where you're married off more for tribal relationships, not I fell in love so I married this person. So I mean, by today's standards, it's oh, what weird. Which makes sense, but it's
about the integration of people into families and stuff. It's not about her just being I'm a bride. It's you're a member of this tribe now.
Yeah, and the interesting conflict, which I think goes through the whole series, is that the family, her family, feels like they made a mistake.
Oh, they try to betroth her to someone else.
They want to betroth her to another group that's more powerful for them, but she's already a member of this family, so it's it becomes a kind of we don't want to. And I don't even think she wants to leave because she's loving it here. But
but honestly, if you haven't checked it out yet, check it out. Show them what it looks like.
I want to show I'm trying to find a good page for texture.
Also, because
I find the relationships are so sweet. They're just, it's very gentle and slow paced.
But Kawamori's research in these cultures is ridiculous. There's so much detail. She shows them sewing and crafting, and it's all drawn out.
There's one really
it's ludicrously
short,
well done.
Story where it's a wood carver and the young boy. He's one of the young boys of the tribe is watching this guy carve columns out of just making detailed work out of column carving, and it's just this whole sequence of woodworking and just detail, and it's quite lovely. A lot of slow moments. And there's a really cool sequence where she the main character, I think Amir, the bride, she's hunting a rabbit on horseback, and it's just so the way the pacing of it, the shots are just really cool.
And she's definitely a little more.
Her character's really sweet.
She has more masculine traits, which is somewhat odd to some of the people. She's always shooting arrows off and things.
But the texture detail is so crazy.
But it's and I have the other two books here for you.
Okay. Gimme.
So definitely check it out. Brad's story. I've seen the stores. It's a definite. It's one of my. I love her work. If you haven't seen Emma yet, or Shirley, or any of that stuff, check it out. Good reading. Some people are saying some stuff about that. Is the whole story in one book? No.
No, I think it's...
No.
How many stories?
There might be 4 out by now. I have 3 for the last while. What else we got? My great-great-great-grandpa. Oh, wait, just great-great-great-great-great-grandpa. It's from the Middle East Asia. And, oh, look, apparently coffee beans might become extinct. So it's crazy.
Really?
If coffee beans becomes extinct, people will no longer date.
Yeah, because you won't have... I mean, you can just go meet for a cup
Because you
of
can't
water.
go, oh, hey, let's go out for a cup of water.
Or like some guy comes up to you and is like, hey, you want to go bowling?
Coffee, yeah, if the coffee belt goes away... Oh, Gabby says, what am I eating? Nothing.
Oh, he's got salad over there.
Nothing at all. Sorry, I missed like lunch and dinner. Getting over here.
You had a busy day?
Yeah, think about
You
that.
missed lunch and dinner getting over here.
Yes,
You
it
leave
was a long
at noon
trip.
and you're like, oh god.
I was rolling down the street, slowly. Backwards.
You were just like doing backflips.
Doodly-doo. Doodly-doo. Hess, I could get glomped by fangirls. What's going on? Flexbox wants to get glomped? By
What's with the
fangirls?
glomping?
I was why would you do that?
What's going on,
Why
Flexbox?
do you want to get glomped?
What's up, Flexbox?
Why is Shaggy's face bald? It's not bald!
Shaggy,
Look at
why
this.
are you eating? Oh, I thought it was why are you eating?
Why or what?
Shaggy, well, let's explain Movember.
I already did like 3 times.
Chris, the house was late.
It's
Anyway,
November.
if you see guys with mustaches, they're awesome because they're raising awareness and raising money for men's
See, the
health.
fact that you asked me is
It's
the
good.
point.
Yeah.
It's
'Cause you're like,
good.
"Why'd
Your
you shave your
curiosity is good.
Yeah.
But your curiosity could be better served if you raise some money.
Yeah. Grow a mustache and donate to men's health. Prostate
Yes.
cancer. Gotta fight it.
Yes. Go to my Movember page, look up Shaggy Shannon Movember, or you can also look up Team Quarter Circle Mo. That's good too. Send us money if you want Shaggy Reads Twilight. The code is SRT in the comments, but you have to donate $25.
Go team.
And this is the last year I'll ever be doing Shaggy Reads Twilight, so if you want me to end it all, yeah. Either don't donate at all, I guess, and it just won't happen, or you can get me to the end. We'll see what happens. But, and Flexbox is on the team. Team Quarter Circle Mo.
Whoa.
I haven't been promoting it because I'm still trying to get the Gears of War videos out yet, or audio. And I'm hopefully going to do that in the next 2 days because there's recordings and other people and there's long, convoluted stuff,
Don't you
but
have
it
to
doesn't
shave
matter.
this though? Like, aren't you only supposed to grow a mo?
No, it is a mo. See?
But you've got like you got some hair like coming around too.
What?
You're
No,
only
it's
supposed
just
to do
this.
I think.
I shave my face like every 2 days. Clean.
Okay.
But this is all one mo.
Heather's asking about the one pillar.
What one pillar? Is that hair?
The one
Is that hair?
pillar.
Uh-huh.
It's just a trick of the light,
Okay,
guys.
enough of this. Enough of talking my face. Let's see. Finished the Twilight book off already. Bad Melody or something. So good. Candy cane chocolate almond at Loblaws.
I want candy cane chocolate.
Why are we
almonds.
talking about candy cane chocolate almonds? I was actually at Metro grocery store today while I was at work, and there's all these really nice ice creams that I couldn't buy because I had to go back to work, and it would be ridiculous if I come back to work with a tub of ice cream. So long story short, I didn't come back with ice cream.
Oh,
That's my anecdote for
I
that.
thought you would have.
Nah, I'm not that eccentric at work. Aside from my window full of toys, I'm not that eccentric at all. Aside from my mustache, I'm not that eccentric
Should
at
be
work.
more eccentric at work.
I was going to bring my Halo Master Chief helmet and leave it on my table, but that might be too much.
I do find I'm at my most behaved in like animation studios where I'm like, this is the place where you're supposed to be eccentric. And
I
you're
know, like,
"Now
I'm
be
not even-
quiet, don't bother anybody.
I'm not even behaved, I'm just kind of quiet, and I don't know if bored is the right word, but I just keep to myself and just try to get stuff done.
Yeah.
And then I go on this show, and I'm like, saying pudding and crazy, like I'm doing crazy weird stuff. We're all having a ball. But it's like, I don't know, it's just weird. Like, it's always been like that. No matter where I've worked, I've always kind of closed in and focused, and I can't get silly because I feel
That's
like
too
I've,
bad,
I've already established that I'm the serious
Yeah.
guy or something, so I can't go, hey everybody!
Well, I was
Out of
never, I was
nowhere.
never a bad person.
You
but,
weren't that person?
like in Ottawa, I remember the animation studios I worked at were a lot more just kind of friendly and crazy, and we'd all go out and get drinks, and we'd all go
Yeah.
out and get food, and everybody was just really chatty. But they were more maybe one was like a new studio, and one was an artist studio, and then
Yes.
some studios I go into it's very corporate, so it's like
Yeah.
a lot of people in suits don't want you like, like racing chairs around.
Well, this is whenever they tell
and
you,
I'm like, well, that's why your show isn't fun because you won't let
Yeah.
us have fun.
If ever like the suits are coming in, you guys have to like dress appropriately today or something like that. Like whenever they say that, then it's like you guys are afraid of the truth.
Yeah.
But like that doesn't really happen where I work. And I don't know. It's all probably my fault because it's just like I don't I don't really go out of my way to like engage in conversation unless it's kind of like you guys.
Well, that's what I was saying. Where it was like the nerdy thing, where it's like if someone was like, "I like Adventure Time," you'd be all over that. But they're like, "So, did you watch the game last night?"
Yeah.
Like,
Well,
no!
it's not even that because I'm sure there's like nerdy enough people. But I feel like with me, like this communication is a one-way street. I'm just kind of parked at the end, waiting for you to like crash into me.
Can I write that quote?
So that's kind of how I roll. You know.
What do you mean?
I feel like that's how I operate. Candy for all. Man, there's a lot of candy talk this episode. Hey, who's excited for Christmas? We got like gingerbread houses. Speaking of which, I have a gingerbread house kit in my kitchen from last year. I haven't touched it yet. So I'm clearly not excited for it. It's probably full of roaches now. Anyway.
Probably. I have that awesome s'more manger.
Yes, you do.
I love it. It's like the manger made entirely out of graham crackers, and there's like a little baby marshmallow Jesus and like a little. It's the cutest thing. It's the cutest thing. I love it.
Sacrilegious.
Sacrilegious. It's so adorable.
Perfect.
I think I'm getting a little tree for upstairs too.
Will you guys do a Christmas? Oh, you're damn right we will. Didn't we? Wait, we did a Christmas special?
Because the way of stores, we're gonna start doing Christmas special next week.
Yeah. No, we should have been doing a Christmas special on Halloween.
First.
We should on Halloween night. We should have been dressed as Santa.
I told you that like November 1st, I went to go deliver some Silly Kingdom comics, and they were like playing the Karen Carpenter Christmas music that we always listened to back in the day.
Yeah.
And
I
the
feel
guy
like
was just so like
already putting a gun in his mouth. It's like it's just started.
I'm like, that's a candy cane. Weird.
Yeah, I don't know. It's like I've always had that problem. Like the big thing was in there's a huge. I don't know if we're talking about it, but in Toronto, in the Village church area, there's usually a huge Halloween party.
I wish I knew about that because I would totally go.
Oh, I used to live over there, and it's great. But the thing was, this year there was like already Christmas decorations out there on Halloween night, and it's kind of like, dude, can't you just wait a week? Like, come on, what's so wrong with like after like November 15th or something? Like, like halfway through the month you should start. But like it's like it's gonna soon. It's gonna like pre-pass, if that's the right word. It's surpass, pre-pass. Halloween altogether.
Just like leave it up all the time, just by.
Well, that's what I do in my house because I hate taking lights down.
That's true.
I just leave the lights on all the time. I just don't plug them in.
They're cheerful.
Yeah, I use them for other events. Maybe. Oh.
Got those little Domo Christmas lights.
Is it edible? What are people talking about? Yule log. Oh man, Yule logs.
Right, Yule logs.
Yule logs like this chocolatey thing covered in icing, and it's shaped like a log.
Oh.
And it usually has like a sign in it that says Santa's over here, and Santa is in fact over there because he has these reindeer. You can't because he's plastic. And you get one, and then you get a second one, and you're like, I still have to eat the first one. But Yule log is way better than fruitcake. So, because fruitcake, or maybe your tastes have it, as you're talking about wine gummies, maybe you love fruitcake now.
I might love fruitcake now. It'll be like, no! So just
what have I become?
Exactly. I see this ghost of my child self just like...
You look fondly at the kiddie table where the chicken fingers are, and it's like it's over.
Just eating my mashed potatoes.
Whispers of the past.
Yeah.
Marley was dead.
We only ever like to, I mean, we'd have the fruitcake and we just like scalp the icing off.
Yes! We're like, Dad, you like fruitcake, right? He's like, sure. Icing, have your fruitcake.
It was that and hot cross buns at Easter were really gross.
Hot cross buns you cut around whatever the cross stuff was.
Any kind of raisin bread I still hate, so I think
or it was
still
cinnamon
that
raisins,
part
nice.
of my childhood that's like, you don't like cooked raisins?
cinnamon raisins, nice. It's alright. It's alright. Shoot, I was almost reminded of something else I was gonna say.
Village, Christmas, decorations.
Christmas, kid table, growing up. Oh, growing up. Okay, so I saw. I think it was actually Andrew Murray who posted this the other night. Was this video? A video from a sketch group, I think, about why MTV doesn't play music anymore. If you haven't seen it yet, look it up. I put it on my Tumblr, Shaggy Shan. But it's a great piece. It's basically like it starts off with the girl. I won't spoil it actually, but it starts off with the girl being like, "I remember watching MTV with my friends, and I had pizza parties and stuff, and you know. But now all you guys play is reality show. Like, why don't you play music videos on MTV anymore?" And then the guy gives his answer, which is like a 5-minute long answer that's just crushing. So check it out. It's hilarious and really well done.
Is it like how dumb those things are? Or?
No, it's just about reality.
that's
like the truth of the matter. And but the end, like the last minute, is just gold.
Because I know sometimes when I look at music videos, they're not really as cool as I thought they were. Because Heather posted the music video to "You Spin Me Right Round, Baby." Right
The guy has a flag,
like,
for God's
sake.
sake.
That should be cool. And it's like 4 guys tied up, like spinning in a circle.
Yeah, and then one guy is like waving a flag, and he's like, "I need your love."
I was like, this isn't as cool as I thought it was gonna be. Because I'm picturing something like heavy metal in my head, like from the movie, and I'm like,
no, you're wrong.
No.
Though, if you do want a music video that holds up today, watch "We Built This City on Rock and Roll." Has some of the best green screening and best giant dice I've ever seen in a music video. So check that out. Sarcasm's a funny thing.
Oh, so it's terrible.
Anyway, we built this city. I mean, when we were going back to the Gears of War video we made, when we were building the set, I went to Groove Shark and I just typed 90s or 80s, and we had this playlist of all this crap that's like, "And all this, around, no one's ever gonna," you know, it was great times.
So good.
If you guys need music on the quick, go to Groove Shark. It's great. You just search anything.
I miss it on
streams.
Radio, which I like.
Meh.
Although every 2 minutes sometimes the stream's interrupted. It's like Accu Radio.
Yeah, I know. These guys sometimes do a pre-roll, but that's about it. It's like once. But yeah, it's good if you want to play Du Hast at 12 o'clock at night.
Sometimes I need to listen to loud music. I forget which one. I think Jason Capo sent one my way where it was like a trailer music.
Yes.
Like,
that'd be a great website.
But it was like...
I love trailer music.
Like loud, crazy trailer music. Because I was like on Twitter at 3 in the morning and I was like, guys, I need to get a deadline done. I'm falling asleep. I need music that'll keep me up. And it was like, people kept sending me all this death metal. Like crazy trailer music.
Stuff to keep you awake. Yeah.
Because I was just like nodding off.
Yeah.
Actually, I was finishing a deadline last night and I started watching this series. I didn't know if I'd like it, but it actually really won me over. Have you ever heard of that Archer show?
Yes.
It's like,
I haven't seen it yet.
Like
I watched a bit of
like
Frisky
a
Dingo.
James Bond,
yeah.
So it's like a spoof on kind of like an idiot James Bond character and like all the inter-office politics that happen, and it's voiced by a lot of people from Arrested Development.
Oh really? I didn't know that.
Yeah, it's like the M character is his mother, and that's like the main Bluth woman. The main the mom character pretty much. Yeah, I just totally forgot her name. But
Lucille.
Lucille, yeah, and it was like at first I thought like this is kind of annoying, but then it just kind of really started cracking.
And the show just kind of grows on you like that.
Yeah, it's super groomy.
I haven't seen it yet. I've watched a bit of the first few episodes.
It's got some it's like the facial acting I think is pretty, like it's not super all over. Like it's pretty subtle, and it's like the animation's a bit limited, but it's like the voice acting is really really funny, and like the posing is really well done.
That's the same reason why I love C-Lab 2020.
Yeah, so it's like I can just have
it's
it
so
there.
Stupid.
And it's, like C-Lab or Space Ghost. Like, it's just making me crack up.
My favorite episode of C-Lab was when the main guy created a pirate radio station, like in the C-Lab, and then the other guys are trying to bring it down. He's like that. Like, and the end of every episode, the C-Lab just blows up for some reason.
Well, because like C-Lab used to be like this. Like more or less serious animated show, right?
Yeah, well,
there's like an episode where the guy's trapped under a vending machine like the whole time.
It's a Hanna-Barbera like
there's like these
nothing show.
And then there's that Dolphin Boy character.
Yeah, because they did one episode where they actually did a verbatim episode of C-Lab where it was just all exactly what the dialogue was supposed to be, just with the new voice actors, and it was just you're watching it, waiting for something funny to happen, and it's like this is what C-Lab was like. Back when Hanna-Barbera was king and they just made anything.
They made everything.
Yeah, they were busy. They were a good studio, but they knew how to minimize and create stuff quick.
Yeah.
Look up the neckties, man. That's how everything happened. If it wasn't for neckties, you wouldn't have as many episodes of Flintstones or Yogi.
Oh, the whole just...
ask yourself why just about every Hanna-Barbera character has a necktie.
Yeah, so that you
cutting the neck off from the body.
And then the head just
go, hey!
Yeah.
Yeah, boo boo! And it's just like, really? Is that how you talk? The people? Interesting stuff, though. Yeah, I gotta watch Archer at some point.
It's pretty entertaining to just stream. Well, it's kind of like when I first started watching Venture Bros. Like, I kind of didn't get into it at first, but then it was like, it just totally, like, ate my brain and took over.
Yeah, it picks up.
But it was like the first episode, I was like, oh, that's kind of fun.
I think the yard sale.
The yard sale episode where it's like they're selling off all their equipment. I was like, that's awesome.
The scene
and
when,
as you started to get to know like those two
henchmen,
20
and 21,
I love the henchmen so much.
Yeah. It's like he finds a lightsaber at the yard sale. He's like, I've wanted one of these for so long.
Like and Archer kind of gets like that, whereas that plays on the tropes of like the boy adventure stuff.
Yeah.
It's like Archer is more like ridiculous, like KGB spies and like like they're based out of New York, but it's like just all the spy rings and then just all the things happening there.
Definitely worth a check.
So silly.
What else we got going on here? George Jetson didn't. I think he had a collar. A popped collar, might I add. I think Jetson was a pimp. I was going to say that, and then I just did. Weird. Anywhoozle. George Jetson in. We built this. Why still time we built this city? Do you see that Venture Bros Halloween special that came out recently? No.
I am so behind
I'm behind on everything.
I found out you can buy them on iTunes, so I think I might just buy them all on iTunes. Because, I needed a bit of a break, and I was like, I don't know what to watch. And then I was listening to a lot of Guys with Pencils, and there was somewhere they mentioned that you could just buy Gravity Falls episodes on
Wait,
iTunes.
what?
You can buy Gravity Falls on iTunes.
In Canada?
In Canada.
They never do that.
I just started buying episodes.
Are you sure? Canada?
Yeah, I bought 2 episodes off
I would have bought them, but I downloaded them because they wouldn't let me buy them.
Well, because as soon as I found out you could buy them, I just was like, I haven't seen Double Dipper yet, and so I bought it.
Yeah, Double Dipper is such a good episode.
That wrinkled dipper that comes out.
The Paper Jam Dipper. If you haven't watched Gravity Falls yet, we tell you every episode. It is honestly the best show on TV right now. You want to watch it. You need to be watching it.
Funny.
Double Dipper was a phenomenal episode.
It's so good.
Did you see Little Dipper yet?
I saw the one where he wanted to be a man.
I have all the rest on my drive if you want to watch.
Yeah, sure. I want to give them money. So
I do too. I want to buy toys.
The creator of the show is on Twitter.
Oh, really?
Like he chats with Emmy a lot, so I'm like, I'm a degree of separation with chatting with that guy because I know Emmy.
And I'm watching Katie thinking that. I'm like, I'm another degree. If I can get through Katie to Emmy to Gravity Falls, man.
Emmy and Neil Ciceriga were like, they're siblings that make cool stuff.
Yes.
We're siblings that make cool stuff. We should hang out all the time.
We should.
What is happening here?
What's that? Yeah.
I mean, unfortunately, we all live in different cities.
I also feel they make cool stuff on a more frequent rate.
And also, you and I are old. No, we're not that old. I'm just sad now.
Yes. So you've established wine gummies, fruitcake.
We're like, want to come over and have wine gummies?
And they're like, the Scissorigas.
Yeah, we'll get them over for wine gummies.
One of these days, we'll get them on the show.
I am just so pink right now from the laughing. It's also really
jokes.
hot up here.
It's true. This show does heat up the attic.
Yeah, once it gets more wintry, I think it'll get a lot less hot in the studio.
What else we got going?
Kills me.
Who said you bite your tongue? Wait. I've never seen Gravity Falls. Is that good? Whoa.
So good.
Gabby.
So good.
If I can level with you right now. The level is called the best level ever. And we're getting on this level because Gravity Falls, it's... where to begin? I've actually recorded a mid-season review.
Actually,
I
you
did.
should just put that up.
Yes.
Mid-season.
It's probably past mid-season by
Yes.
But I recorded it and I haven't done anything with it yet because I haven't had a chance. Because as I said, I'm going through my backlog. I'm trying to get lots of things done. I owe people some favors. I gotta get some videos done. Actually, I don't owe anyone anything right now, do I? I owe someone.
I owe you nothing.
Okay, I owe one person maybe. Gotta get that stuff done. But yes, Gravity Falls. You want to be watching it. It's got the best writing, amazing animation, great characters,
really
voice acting's
amazing.
top notch. The scenery is awesome.
It's just got that kind of humor that's just so weird that
Yes.
I love it.
Mabel, perfect. She's incredible.
She's adorable.
I can't it's too good. I'm sorry. If you're not watching right now, your life is lacking. You should.
You should get
be watching it.
Yes.
That is my mini review, preemptive to the
just-
mid-season review.
That just kind of made me remember something that's making me sad.
Oh really?
CTN is this weekend.
Oh.
The cartoon something
How'd you go into that?
network. I was supposed to be going to it. I was going to be staying with my friend Joanne, known as Roughtoon on the internet. And she was amazing. And I was looking forward to it because I was like, we're going to hang out and I'm going to steal all your story tips and I'm going to be amazing. No, I miss her and I was looking forward to hanging out. I was like, then I can look at all your Avatar toys. But I mean, what happened was when I'm in deadline mode, I kind of sometimes neglect a lot of stuff. So I hadn't bought the plane tickets. And then I got sick.
You need those to
and then
get
finally I went,
through the sky.
well, because I wasn't sure if we could make it, and then Jerry could make it, and then I was like, okay, and then I got busy, and then I was like, oh, should we get these tickets? And then I was like, oh, but we need to rent a car, and I think I need your license, and he wasn't home, so I was like, I'll deal with it tomorrow, and it kept becoming this stupid thing that I kept pushing off. And then, my deadlines got busy. Well, I got sick, too, and then I just fell behind on work, so I was like, I need to work, and then I was like, maybe we can still go, and I looked at plane tickets, and the only available tickets were like $900 for like a 10-hour trip because the plane was like beep boop 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 boop. And I went there and I was like, it kind of got to the point where I was like, I don't really want to spend $3,000 just to go away for a weekend.
Yeah.
To, you know, and I probably won't even be able to see everybody because we're all like running around to different events. And I was like, you know what, like I'll just save up and we'll do Comic-Con and make that fun. But I'm pretty bummed out because I wanted to go, and I know Andrew Murray is also missing out too. So I was like, we're gonna have our CTN Cry Time network.
Whoa, Andrew's here too. When's that happening?
Yeah, right now.
Oh, is that right now? Should you be traveling now? Has it started?
Actually, it's I would have been traveling tomorrow, Thursday. I was gonna book a flight Thursday morning.
Cool. Hey guys, so now we've entered the depressing stories about missed
like
trips
sliding
time.
doors. So there would have been like me like getting ready to go on a plane tomorrow and like.
So if you have stories of trips you're going to go on but missed for whatever reason, post them up now and help depress each other.
I had this really weird image where it was like, I go to CTN, I meet John Lasseter, and then I show him my portfolio. He's like, oh, I really like your work. Why don't you come to Pixar? And they're like, yay, and I go in for my interview. And then I walk into this, they're like, oh, why don't you go into this meeting room? And I sit down in the meeting room, and then suddenly the screen shows up, and it's showing an episode of Shenanigans Live, where you're like, Cars sucks. And I'm like, oh, no! And then the screen turns like, you know, to this room, and it's like, and that's why we'll never hire you.
I imagine Lasseter would go the length that he's like, and I got Brad Bird to animate a bridge burning. Let's watch it.
And I was like, it's not my opinion.
I'm John Lasseter.
But it just became this giant, like, thing that's just going to be in the back of my mind.
Oh, yeah. We better hide these. We better bury these shows quick time.
Because I'm like, oh, cool, they're playing Shenanigans.
Oh, God, which episode? I hope this is the Halloween
and
one.
You're like, I watched Cars, and I hated it. So I'm like, the art's good, the art's good. You're like, it was stupid. And I'm like, shut up, shut up.
Shut up, let the art, man. Let the covers, man. Stop talking about it. I found out that Annecy next year. I thought it was Annecy.
That's the French animation festival.
Oh yeah, time. I was thinking of the
Spider.
Is it from? Where's it from? India.
India. Nancy Tales. Oh.
India. Yes.
I think
that's different. Final year graduation show, which makes me sad.
Yeah, yes. I really would like to try out Annecy sometime.
Same time. Oh yeah, what was my story that I missed? Yeah. Comic-Con last year was kind of sad.
Yeah.
Or this past. Because
I ended up getting that. Well, we were going to do Comic-Con, but you weren't working, so it was kind of like...
I didn't have the money to go to Comic-Con, but we would have had the best setup ever because we had the hotel right by the water and right beside the con. It would have been great.
Yeah.
Oh well.
But then
it was across the tracks, too. And we didn't have to wait.
Yeah.
That's my story of being like...
I wouldn't have taken on that project if it wasn't like feature quality because like I hadn't worked in 3D feature yet, so it's like, hey Jerry, what's up? want to be a guest on the show?
Hey Jerry, want to refrigerate my salad? Sure. Thanks.
What a swell guy. Let's round of applause for Jerry. Yay! What a guy.
Now that he's gone, we could talk about real dirty things.
What?
Jerry's all wholesome.
What just happened? I don't want to talk about dirty things.
I know, I just couldn't think of any other word. Okay. Africa.
You mean nerdy things?
Wait, hold on. Africa. Africa's
an
lions.
Tale, right? But
there's
a tiger.
Tigers are from India. Lions are from Africa.
So I got confused.
So Anansi, the spider, has to be from India.
Anansi is an African tale, but there's
why is there tigers in Africa?
I don't know.
It's not African tiger safari, which no one's going to get that reference.
Going really crazy right now.
Oh,
everybody's clapping. Okay.
They enjoy Jerry.
It's because of the lag, so I'm like, what's happening?
All right, Chris adds some dirty stories. My socks are dirty, says Chris. All right, we've established that.
That's a dirty story.
That's one dirty story.
So dirty, Chris.
Yeah. Wait, what were we talking about?
Annecy.
Trips you missed. So if you guys have trips you missed, if you're ever like,
hey
kids, we're going to Disney, and you're like, yeah, and then your parents like, psych, you can add that.
Terrible.
Got you again,
so
and it checks it off on the calendar.
Friggin' mean.
How many days in a row?
That's mean. That's so mean. You believe everything I tell you. It's like, yeah, I'm a kid. Not for long.
I've got no option but to believe in adults. A friend of mine was in Baltimore for a job training, and I was supposed to visit him on the weekend. This is all from Alex. He was there, so I got my tickets for free. Thank you, airplane.
That's good.
So the week before the... What? It says less. Where's the rest of the story? What happened?
What happened, Alex? Alex, tell us more.
What?
What? Alex!
Alex! Well, so much for that story.
That was a miss. We ended up missing out on the story.
We have missed on the miss out story. This one was ironic.
Well, because of the leg, she's going to be posting it and be like,
yeah.
what?
Glenn says I was going to go to Azeroth, but then I took an arrow to the knee. Thank you, Glenn.
You took an arrow to the knee?
Yeah,
oh, is that a reference?
I'm sorry, it is.
That's a Skyrim, isn't it?
It is. Glenn, get off the show, Glenn.
Oh, Sandy. Yeah.
Gabby's saying Japan, Ireland, and Sweden, and Toronto because I got sick.
Alex
You missed all that in a row? What?
Yeah, and Alex was saying that Sandy ended up missing up that trip.
Oh, shoot.
The storm.
Yeah. That's rough.
Gabby, I'm sorry. That would have been amazing. Japan, Ireland, Sweden.
It's rough.
It's okay, Glenn.
We were good, Glenn. Before we fall into talking quiet territory, what else we got here?
You mean not yelling territory?
So, hey, who likes the number 4?
Oh, where's this going?
Halo does,
Okay.
because they put it on the title of the recent game, so that they could be like, hey, this is the 4th one, even though there was another one before it. That's another 4.
B4.
Exactly. So
Therefore.
Therefore, in fact, all right, let's try this review where 4 has to be somewhere in the sentence each time. So, I foresaw myself playing Halo, but before I started, I had to think forward. Onto Dawn was a web series, and is also a ship in the series and the game, which is a web series I did not watch yet. But why should I forsake my gaming if not play the Halo game that I have now? So, I played it with force and vigor in a multiplayer setting.
Force? How do you play it with force and vigor? He's just like,
But, and I was not forewarned that that the plot was a little,
forgotten?
forgettable.
Oh, better.
However, the multiplayer action and the guns, which there might be 40 or so,
Hate this guy.
were quite enjoyable, and I will forever remember the day I played Halo 4. And that's my review.
I'm not clapping.
It's a good creative test for you guys. So next time you watch a movie, try to include like a catchphrase from the movie.
Yeah. I
So
always,
Katie's
like,
turn. Wreck-It Ralph, go.
Wait, do I have to for it? I don't want to.
No, not 4. We need another word for you. How about, what's another word that shows up in a bunch of words?
Like,
So.
am I not allowed to say so?
No, you say so once in a word once per
Wreck-It
sentence.
Ralph was so good. The end.
But there was something I must point out to you.
What would that be?
There are somber times in it. And the soupy nature of it.
Soapy?
Soupy? Soapy?
I was trying to say sibling with an O, but it didn't work.
Sobling? Man, these reviews are tricky.
Yeah. You'll go ape over Wreck-It Ralph.
My favorite review.
Did they even actually ever do that?
Oh,
Monkey
dear
movie,
God.
Or was that just us?
That's my favorite phrase in a review ever.
I just want someone to say that about the next Silly Kingdom.
You'll go ape over Silly Kingdom. If whoever our next with that book comes out, we get a review from someone hotshot. I hope they say that. Oh my. I can't promise I'll be online in Halo 4, but if you guys want to track me down, look up Shagster Shan, SHAGSTER space Shan. I'll be randomly
You should
floating
get
around.
in touch with like Kazoo and them because I think they all Halo.
But they live in like West
They
Coast,
all
so
Halo
their
with
time's
like Jonan
different.
Vasquez. You could be like, "Hi, Jonan."
Cupcakes,
Cupcakes.
and he's like, "Shut up about the cupcakes
My head
already."
is too big, Jonan.
Why is my head so big, Jonan? And he's like, "Shut the fuck up about that."
Oh, in slightly sadder news, I just wanted to commemorate. I'd heard that the voice actress of Miss Bitters passed away
really?
recently.
She was also Smurf.
She was Smurfette from like way in the beginning, and she's got like a whole big range of voice acting work. So like, I just wanted to have a moment for her because I really enjoy her voice acting.
Unfortunately, I don't know too much about her career. But there is a really good resource where you can find out more about that. Oh god, it's I talked about it before. It's there's a voice acting website that has basically if you can go into shows and find every person who performed that character. There's like 50 Batmans and stuff like that. Oh gosh, I don't know if it's like voice actor resource or. I have it on my Twitter, but you can. Do we know her name? Sorry. We're not very good at this, but. I know. But if you enjoyed Invader Zim, if you haven't seen Invader Zim yet,
you should check that
definitely
out.
check that out.
Sure.
It has some phenomenal stuff in it. It has my favorite episode, Postulio.
Oh god.
I won't spoil it, but it is phenomenal.
It is
ridiculous. So well written. Miss Bitters. I was actually I randomly thought of a scene from Miss Bitters. The one where Dib. Well, it was basically the parent-teacher meeting, and Zim brings the robot parents, and then they fly away, and Dib's like. So I'm assuming no one saw that. Everyone's looking the other way. And then he just throws his cup, and the guy turns around. That kid's throwing punch! And then Miss Bitters, like swarms around the crowd and just, like, engulfs him. Kind of
She's so terrifying.
It's so good. So check out Invader Zim.
The best just encapsulating the bitter teacher.
Yeah.
Just like...
If you've ever entered a Hot Topic and were confused by the little green dog...
That says weird things about cupcakes.
And robots. Go check out Invader Zim. It's definitely a time.
Oh, so cute.
It was kind of like of its time, really. It was that very internet humor, very kind of like
very weird,
strange. You could use the word random, I guess, gets thrown around with that kind of description. But it was definitely like I saw it through college, I guess, is when I saw it.
Yeah, I remember seeing it in college and was just like, ooh, great.
I'm like, this was on TV, like, because we didn't have Nickelodeon. I don't think YTV was playing it, as far as I know.
But I was starting to make a comic about it.
We did.
Yeah.
You made like 4 pages.
Yeah.
A 4-page
we also had
comic.
a Matrix comic, which was
we did. We had a Matrix comic.
Agent Granny.
Yes.
Where the dude's grandmother gets taken over by an agent, but is still like trying to like meddle in his life. It just looks like a man.
Can you track down these comics anymore? Or are they like
I posted them on my DeviantArt. Actually, if you go into my archives, you can find all those old comics. They're so old.
I'm just checking my Twitter. That website has to show up at some point because they're always posting like we've added to this resource. Mm-hmm. It's not Voice Chaser. That's someone else. Enjoy as I search through my Twitter. Oh, there it is. Behind the Voice Actors. Behind the Voice Actors, really good website for resource. Even going back to talking about Tara Strong, you can click her and then see every character she's ever played and get to hear a clip from each one. Or you can go to the My Little Ponies page and then like hear every person who played that particular pony and compare them, which is really fun.
Tara Strong, like the first character I think
Let's
she
say
ever played
Strong.
was Strong. Was a Hello Kitty.
Oh my god, really?
But not Sailor Mercury Hello Kitty, because that's what I thought. But like
that one's fascinating too. When you go to the Sailor Moon section of the thing I just said, behind the voice actors, you get to see all the different actresses who played Sailor Scouts. Yeah. And I still stand by the very original cast was like the Serena and Amy had ridiculously cute voices.
Yeah, they made it young.
Well, Serena only did like 5 episodes.
It was the same Amy. That Serena was like.
She moved on to other shows, but then someone else came in who was a good, more authoritative character.
Was much better for dramatic.
She was better for dramatic, but the previous one was so cute.
I know, she was just so high.
She had this ridiculous voice that's adorable. Yeah, but you should check that out. If you go to the website, you can find it.
Which I find interesting, because it's like you want like a more mature voice for mature stuff, but a lot of anime, the voices are so high up there anyway. But...
Yeah. What's the voice acting site called? I already said it like 3 times.
Yeah, but they're...
Unless this is time delay.
Time delay
it might be a time delay. I'll say it one more time anyway. Behind the Voice Actors.
Behind the Voice Actors.
Great website. They also hold contests, actually. I missed it. I was going to try it, but I completely missed the deadline. It's where you can... They give out characters, and you guys kind of compete to, like, act that character out, and then you move to the next round, stuff like that. I didn't...
Cute.
But that comes up once a year, so if you guys are interested in doing vocal work, check out the website, subscribe to it. You might find out when the next one's coming up, and you can enter that contest. I think it's international.
That site's pretty cool when I remember it, too, because it's got that, like, you can listen to a whole stream of just the different, like...
Oh, the Batman's is fascinating. Because there's, like... we talked about this before, but the interesting thing was... people who were cast for cartoons back in the day were all just radio personalities because they're like, who does voice? Oh, that guy does voice. So half the Batman sound like news anchors. They're like, Robin, we have to go there by 5 o'clock. It's like, that's coming up at 7. It's just like, it's all so straight faced. And then the modern, like, even the old Spider-Mans are like, oh no, Jameson's being a jerk.
He's supposed to be a teenager.
Yeah, he's like this teenage boy in high school, and he's like, look out, Doc Ock's coming, we better do something. But now he's like, hey guys, what do you do? Like, they updated him to be more like, I'm gonna web swing a ding, woobity wobbles.
Not him at all.
And it's like, wow, this Spider-Man's so youthy. Interweb, more like spiderweb.
I don't know who that is.
It's like, what is he dying behind that mask? What's happening? It's a weird show. I can't stop watching.
Wrinkled Dipper.
My favorite was, alright, sorry, there's one line, my favorite line from the Double Dipper episode, where this clones, they lock the original Dipper in the closet, and he's like, guys, I'm suffocating here. Like, no, you're not. We also left some crayons and shit, and like, crackers and dip.
Snacks in a coloring book.
And so he has a coloring book, and he opens up like the crackers and starts putting the cheese on it.
That made me crack up because I was thinking about
This is
you
my
with like,
favorite
him, like
joke.
opening the cheese and putting the cheese. But the fact that they leave him a coloring book,
Yeah,
like you're like,
because they know him so well. I was like, no, you're not, and you're not bored either, because we gave you a coloring book and some snacks. It's, if you haven't watched Gravity Falls, honestly, it is the funniest damn thing.
it's
It's
so
my
cute.
favorite.
It's so cute.
I heart it. Heart it so
I
hard.
heard it too.
What else is going on? So we had a few more things. Oh, we're almost coming up to the hour, but we can stretch out a few more if you're cool to jam.
I'm cool to jam.
Want to jam?
Yeah, I had an all-nighter, so I woke up at 3. So
Oh,
I'm
wow.
just totally like, bing.
Buzzing.
Yeah.
All right. We talked about addictive games briefly at the very beginning.
Oh,
If
yeah.
you were just joining us. All right, so
In your
let's
trailer.
flash back in the trailer. Carosoft Games. You guys may have heard of them. One of their big breakout hits was Game Dev Story for the iPhone and the Android.
Wait, what?
That thing.
Was that Apple?
Yes, the Android. Basically, the game. Bad pun. When did I do a bad pun? I only do good puns. Basically, the game. Did I? We're all in.
Explain, Gabby.
Oh, Spider-Man. No, Spider-Man's made of puns.
He's fantastic.
One might say he put a pun in the oven.
Oh, man, you
And
did! No, you
it grew up to be his pun-in-law. I don't know.
Oh,
Anyway, what?
I feel
I don't know where I went with that one.
He's like, catches the criminals because he like says this pun. They're like, huh?
Huh?
And then he just.
How does that? Spider-Man. More like.
Can you imagine that you're trying to do a heist? This guy shows up like, hey, gang. Like,
Yes.
I mean, you probably just shoot him. But
Quick
you're like,
segue on this is similar superhero stuff. There's this great GIF of it's from Young Justice, I think, or it's from Justice. No, it's Justice League, and supposedly like I don't know if all the villains fell into the heroes' bodies or something like that, but apparently Lex Luthor gone to the
I've
Flash,
seen that.
and the Flash is looking at the mirror, and it's Lex Luthor. He's like, now I could finally find the identity of the Flash. He pulls his mask off, and he's staring at the mirror, and he's like, I have no idea who this is.
He's some regular person.
He's just some guy.
So funny.
So good. Anyway, I haven't seen the series. Apparently, lots of people both enjoy Justice League and Young
Yeah,
Justice.
I've heard really great things about Justice League. Was that another show that was put off? Because I know there was that big thing where like
I know
was it-
Green
was it
Lantern.
Cartoon Network or
What
was
were they?
it
They
Warner
pissed
Brothers?
a lot of people off.
Amethyst was supposed to air one day, and
What Amethyst?
Princess Amethyst. It was part of the new lineup of just all the weird, crazy shorts, like the new Teen Titans, and then there was going to be like a kind of anime-inspired Princess Amethyst of Gemworld, which was.
Why would you fill that time slot with that though? That's so.
It was going to be so good. It was going to be a part of the shorts, and it was something that Brienne or Potato Farm Girl helped.
Oh no,
with.
it's.
But
I'm sure it's great, but it's
moved like all of it.
Why would you put it in the time slot that people are like, oh, superhero time, and it's all of a sudden not anymore? It's like what?
But yeah, I mean, because it was superhero hour, so I don't know what they moved there. But it got a lot of people really upset. Yeah. Because it was supposed to be like all the new shorts and things, and it was like, oh, next year we'll have them. And then I think they did the same for Green Lantern, where it was like they
a lot of people like Green Lantern.
Moved it.
Well, like the thing was like there's a big outrage. Like they had like kids writing letters being like, "Dear Warner Brothers, I like nothing more than the Green Lantern. Yet I am a child, so my taste changes when a rock flies up through the window and I get distracted easily. Anyway, my opinion matters. Sincerely,
what?
Your fan. Is that a dreidel?
Which like side are you on?
I don't know. Kids are like they jump. I don't know why I picked dreidel. I was thinking Beyblade. I said dreidel instead.
Yeah, it's like that's like the most boring.
Oh my god, what's
classic
wrong with me? Okay, but what's this other show though? This butter fun. Wait, what's it called?
No, it's part of that like just lineup of DC cartoons.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But what's the show that came into the slot? It was
nothing came into the slot. It was all taken out.
Oh, wait.
That's what I was saying. That's
So
why I was
there's
confused by your response. It was
Wait,
supposed,
no.
They were supposed to be airing more of those cartoons.
So now there's just dead air. There's
And
nothing.
I don't know what's in the slot, but it was just...
I thought you said it was
for a
Princess
reason.
Amethyst.
No, she was supposed to be part of the
Yes.
the cartoons.
And
That's
then
why when you were like, why would anyone want to watch that? I'm like,
No,
I wanna watch that.
I didn't say that. I thought you said they replaced the superhero hour with like the princess hour and confused people.
No. She was part of the superhero hour.
Okay.
They moved the
You're
superhero
confused
hour.
there.
Yeah, I got confused by where the
Just to
conversation's
clarify,
going.
I was confused.
So there was the whole superhero
Let's
hour.
step back a second.
And whoever
so
the
Warner,
TV show was
Cartoon
moved
Network.
it.
Wait, no, it wouldn't be. Was it Warner that's Cartoon Network?
Yeah.
Let's just say yes.
Yeah.
They had superhero power hour. Let's call that.
Yeah. So it would have been like
And
a
then-
bunch of fun stuff.
Princess Buttercup, or whatever you said.
Amethyst.
Amethyst.
Was supposed to be part of it.
What am I talking about? Was supposed to be a part of it.
Yeah.
But right before that
Everybody was looking
happened,
forward to it.
there's
I was
Amethyst.
excited for it.
There was Green Lantern, Young Justice,
think
maybe
Green
Teen
Lantern,
Titans,
yeah.
Tiny Titans, and then everything disappeared.
Yeah.
And now there's nothing.
Got pushed. I don't know.
This is a hole.
Is this right? Am I making stuff up?
You turn on Cartoon
Like-
Network and there's a void.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
It's just like this face.
and your
that
child.
goes-
It's just like the exec staring
Well,
at
it was
you.
just like that thing with Community where it was like they took
Yes.
the new season air date and just shoved it. And it's like,
Yes.
well, why would you move it when everybody's looking forward to it?
Because it wasn't ready. Yeah.
To put on like some alligator thing.
I'm pretty sure someone who actually lives in the States and gets Cartoon Network knows what's going on.
I'm just going on here to say
'Cause
it.
I am just
I get all my
way
news
off.
Twitter.
What we got? I think you went into the magical elf territory from your old Christmas special. Oh wow, oh man,
Oh, we gotta bring
Wow.
back Cleaver.
Cleaver the Christmas elf.
If anybody didn't see that, it's because the footage cut off for
Yeah,
the
it's
Cleaver
'cause,
stuff. So
um,
only the people who are watching
Ustream.
live can remember.
Yeah, Ustream cut off all the good
the
stuff.
Christmas elf. We'll
Yeah,
have to bring him back. He's actually in the
I think
store.
Cleaver the Christmas elf might be visiting when it's closer to Christmas.
Oh boy.
In fact, maybe only on the Christmas special.
Oh, I'm excited.
So you guys look forward to that. Yep, Green Lantern had like the first 2 episodes air and then no more.
Weird.
You're right. So was it just Green Lantern that got affected? I don't know.
They're just being dumb.
So going back to Carousel, these
Okay,
games.
You were talking about something.
Oh man, where did we go? So these games, things like Game Dev Story, where you run a video games shop. Games like Racetrack Story and Mega Mall Story and Hot Spring Story and stuff like that. They're addictive little games. That's basically like kind of like SimCity or The Sims or something. Not as much The Sims, but it's like micromanaging your own company. And they're all basically the exact same game with slight differences and stuff like that. And I bought Game Dev Story way back in the day on the iPhone, and since then I've moved on. I'm on like Android. And so I actually went to the website and downloaded like all the demos. And they're like, you get to play for like a year and 4 months of their time.
Nice.
Which is actually like a couple hours. But like I tried all the games. I played all of them. So I played like the sushi shop one. I didn't really like it because so much micromanaging. And I played the race car one. It was nice, but I felt the race was kind of weird and all this stuff. And there's a great one called Adventure Town where it's like you manage a village that RPG heroes go through and take a break and then go off and you meet guys like Clown Stife and like they're all these names that aren't Final Fantasy characters.
Oh my god.
And it's great. But the one I ended up actually buying after playing the demo was Mega Mall Story, where you get to manage a mall, which is awesome because you start off with like a 2-3 floor mall or something like that, and you have like, a flower shop, you got a greengrocer, you got some other shop, and they're like, hey, why don't you build a bakery? And you're like, well, why don't I? And so you build your bakery, and then they're like, oh, our mall's opening. Like, yeah, and these people come over and they're like, oh, hey, let's go to the mall. So these people are at the mall and they're like, oh, bread, and they're like buying bread. And you're like, yeah, you buy some bread.
I haven't been to the freaking mall in years.
And some people buy the flowers. And they're like, oh, yeah, buy flowers. And like the sales and things. And then gradually you make more money. And then you're like, oh, I want some more stores. And you're like, oh man, I want cafeterias and stuff like that. So basically, like, I'm way into this game because I'm like, oh, I'm building this mall. I'm micromanaging. I'm like, oh, this store's not doing too good. So maybe I'll prices this and that and that. But then I noticed something started happening. You start expanding. You start putting money into the community. You're building houses over here so you get more people coming over. And they're all like, hey, I wouldn't mind if there was a music store just saying. And you build a music store. And you're like, yeah, you did it. And expand. And then it's like, but the problem was then, like, this is at the time, like, you start off and you got like a couple $1,000. Now I'm like got $2 million. And I'm doing stuff willy-nilly. And I realized the sad thing is, like, I'm not as invested in each little store anymore. Like, it used to be like, oh, these are my core stores. There's this guy and this guy, and oh, there's a baker and stuff like that. And like, all right, oh, hey, who's coming to town? It's ice cream shop.
It's too big, yeah.
And I'm like, is this like an analogy for like something where it's like, when you expand, you start losing focus on the small levels. Because now it's like, I used to be so careful back in the early days of my mall when I had like 4 or 5 stores, and it's just like, let's not spend too much money now. Let's make some money back. And now it's just like, I throw money at every problem. I don't care if one store isn't even making money anymore, because I'm sure the sale will make up for it. Like, I'm not paying attention. I'm just bringing in as many new stores, as many customers, and it's just like, something's kind of sad about that. Because I was really into like the tiny micromanage of like, hey, we got this little shop, and hey, people are rooting for us, and they're like, oh, you might get, 572nd place someday on the list of best malls. I'm like, that will be great. And now I'm like, when am I going to get the first place? Like, it's just like, it's strange that the game changes like that. And I wonder if that's like, is that like in real life? Like if you start off with your small company and then it grows and grows, and then all of a sudden you have your EAs and your Activisions and all these like big companies, and like, do you lose focus on the little things, or do you still have the heart somewhere? It's just
like when the game ends, it's like, did you learn anything?
Yeah. Oh, I feel like this is an example of games actually teaching you something, like inadvertently in a way. It's not actually telling me, you don't care anymore, do you? You don't feel nothing for the record shop that's not doing good right now.
And then suddenly it just burns the ball down. You have to watch. You're like, no!
But it's strange. Like, I'm just kind of caught up in this, like, weird... Like, I used to play so engagingly on a micro level. Now I'm just like, let's bring in more people. Let's make those sales. And it's just like, oh, what happened to me? What happened to my youth?
You have to go back to that, like... It's not like that whole Rosebud thing. I've never seen Citizen Kane, but it's like...
I haven't either, but I hear it's the Citizen Kane of movies.
I hear it's the Citizen Kane of movies, too. Yeah.
Should check it out at some point.
Yeah.
But, I don't know if that's the thing. It's just kind of like, you lose focus on the small things. So that's why, I'm sure there's still studios out there, like Double Fine seems to at least like have, they've expanded since the early days, but they're not like, crazy. They still got heart. You want, Valve is pretty huge, but they still seem to have heart.
Yeah.
You want to have heart. And companies do. Don't lose focus of the little man below you, who's like doing the small jobs and maybe you don't see the outcome of, but they're working. That's what I'm saying. So that's my review of Karasoff's Mall on the bus and outside in the cold.
Okay, because I'm like, I don't have time to do
Yeah, I don't have time for games. Except for that one day where I did Halo from 11 o'clock till 1 a.m.
Nice.
And that was 11 a.m. It wasn't 11 p.m.
Ew.
It was campaign. We had to beat it so we get it over with. Like, Cortana's having problems. Blah, blah.
But you have to get it over with. Like, go to play.
Master Chief saving you. It's such a by the motions camp. Like, it's a fun campaign, but honestly, it's just like, now we're on a gondola. Halo 4.
Wow.
Someone's called the librarian. What a normal name. That's one thing we pointed out. It's kind of like how horror movies, the simpler the title, the scarier it is. When it's like, The Shed.
Oh, that does sound creepy.
Or,
because you don't know what it is.
Or even worse, Shed. It's that simple. It's not like
Shed.
The Scary Shed. You're like, that's stupid. But I'm like, but it's scary. And it's like, no. They're just like, Shed. You're like, oh. What's up with that shed?
What's going on with the shed?
What's going on with that?
I don't know.
It's that kind of thing. I want to get involved in that shed. You know what I'm saying? So it's that kind of thing. But Halo does that to a fault with its characters. Like there's like,
it's like Silent Hill is a spooky town. The whole name of that game.
The spooky town of Silent Hill.
They're like, how about we just simplify that?
Yeah, but it's like when characters are named like that too. It's like,
Resident Evil's like, if you live in Evil Street, it's Resident Evil. Wait, that's stupid. Something.
Yeah, something to that effect. But in naming conventions, when you simplify the name of, like, you name someone their job class, so it's like, the arbiter, or the librarian, or the caretaker, or,
when you say the, it's like, there's a reason this person is very important, so it's like, well, why are they...
Or if it's just, like, not even the, like, if he's like, Hangman, and that's his name, it's like, oh, he must be important, because he's not called the guy who hangs guys. He's Hangman.
Hangman sounds like some kind of, like, video game, like, character.
Maybe.
Spell the letters.
Okay. But that's the thing. We feel like Halo's kind of doing that, where everyone's named very simply. He's like, oh, he's the curator. They're like, oh, no. The curator's coming to get me. And the doorman is blocking my path.
I guess it just depends, though, because you could have a character named, like, Terrence or something, and it's like, whatever. But if it's actually like a freaky character, suddenly it's like, no, God, Terrence is...
Oh, yeah. If you named a freaky-ass character Matthew, And you said it like that. You're like,
When you say it like that, it makes me creep out.
oh look, Matthew's here. You're like, is he at shed? Is that his shed? Is it called Matthew's shed?
Oh gosh.
It's carved on the back, actually. That's where I keep my... Oh no! I was gonna finish it with a really funny reference. What's the name of those things? GT Snow Racer. Alright, let's step back a sec. Matthew's shed is where Matthew's GT Snow Racer is.
And those things are scary because they can spin out.
I try. This is why I'm the writer. Dun, dun, dun.
That's why I'm writer.
Right? Oh, writer. Not the guy who writes things. That's scary.
Why do you say anything with that voice?
I guess so.
I do love those kids though that are like, that's not scary.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
like clearly a scary.
That's their defense.
Well, when you
system.
go into like a haunted house, you're like, you're not very scary. It's
It's not a scary costume. It's not how it's scary. That's alright. Going back, remember how we mentioned earlier in Irish dancing, like when I have random childhood memories?
Yeah.
I have a few select random memories, and one of them was actually us at Disney as kids. The only time I remember it, and we were like outside the friggin' haunted mansion,
Oh god.
and like a werewolf went off like somewhere in the mansion, and little me was just like, "Shut up!"
Did you really?
out loud, and Mom's like, and for some reason, that's one thing I remember doing as a kid.
They
Me
never
being
tell that
tough.
story.
Me
They
being-
tell the story of like Snow White getting out of the parade to come kiss my forehead.
Yeah.
They never talk about the time.
I told the werewolf to
she would
shut
come
his mouth.
At a werewolf. That's
But
much
that,
better
I think that's a
story.
kid being like their defense mechanism of scary stuff. They like abuse it.
Well, you yell back at it.
Yeah. It's like, yeah, when a dog barks at you.
You're like, ah!
I don't mean you general, I mean you. When a dog barks at you, you go, ah!
It's annoying.
Are you like that? Dog?
Yeah, I do that.
Nah!
Like when you point me out. We have, well, I mean, in our house in Mississauga, there's these really annoying dogs next door.
Yes.
They leave them out, and it's not the dog's fault, it's the stupid owners, but it's like when the dogs are barking and we're eating dinner, I just open the door and go on the porch and I just start barking back at them. Mom loves it.
TV dinner says say something scary in the John Lasseter voice, alright? I gotta channel
all
my
fired.
I gotta channel my inner Hawaiian shirt. I'm right behind you. Cars!
I'm picturing myself in 6 years sitting in that lounge when the TV comes down.
Brad Bird's like,
You dick. What? I didn't. It's him.
oh man, silly business. Andrew Murray says Home Alone for sure.
Are you home alone, Andy Murray?
Oh yeah, I think someone else will watch Skyfall. I think it was brought up. To answer your question, I did not see Skyfall because I haven't watched any of
Probably
the
gonna
previous ones.
See it this weekend.
If you see it sooner than later, you get 800 points from friggin' thing.
Oh, really?
I don't know, maybe it's 300.
Oh, I want points.
But I heard people are enjoying it. They're all like, but I haven't seen it yet.
Well, I like.
I haven't
Got me
seen
out
the
of Bar
previous
Down,
two.
so I'm excited.
I haven't seen any.
I liked Casino Royale. I thought that was a really cool.
Yeah.
I like him as a Bond. I think he's very scary and
Yes.
aggressive and like.
But I think a lot of people
The
thought it
second
lost
movie-
the silliness of Bond too.
It's not
Because
silly.
there's a bit of charm to Bond that he didn't really have.
Yeah,
Apparently.
but he worked as like kind of like a gruff. Like he felt like he could handle.
Yeah,
himself.
he could rough a dude.
I mean,
he
I
could,
gotta
he
say,
could Timothy
my
Dalton a
favorite
dude
Bond,
in the
though,
face, basically.
I mean, we grew up on Roger Moore, so
Yeah,
I
Roger
like
Moore
the
was
silly
classy.
Bonds,
He's
'cause
all
it's
like, hey, Monty. Like, I'm not trying to do the Sean Connery voice. He's like, I don't even know. Roger Moore doesn't have a distinctive
just kinda
voice. He's
like
like,
lazy
well,
eyes.
Monty Penny, I'm going out to do Bond thing.
I don't know, but I just those were.
I don't
Those
know.
are the ones we were allowed to watch because they were the.
They're
light
less
ones,
racy.
I think.
They're less sexy than
Yeah.
the other one, than
Connery?
Connery. You know, it's more like because Roger Moore was old, and so they wouldn't go too far with him. And they just kind of graze his face. And he's like, and that was the scene. Moon a raker indeed.
Weird.
But yeah, that's the one we grew up with.
I wish they'd have them all on Netflix because I would like to watch all of them.
Maybe. Someone said by host. I don't know if that's a reference to us.
By host.
And then catch the end. See you
Someone's
all
the
later.
host here.
Oh, people are leaving.
Oh, Chris the host. Later, Chris
Oh.
the host. Thanks for tuning in.
I thought that was another like scary
Work on your
phrase.
mo.
Yes. Do your things.
Grow some
Work
mo.
on that stuff. Grow a mo.
Grow 'em out.
And raise money. Almost at the hour and a half, so we'll probably start wrapping up soon. I've hit all my topics, unless you want to go back to Wreck-It Ralph, but I don't know if you guys have seen it yet.
Yeah, maybe we'll wait till next, because I want to see it again with Jerry, so it'll be fresh.
I want to see it again in 3D. That's the first time I've ever said anything about a movie in 3D.
Yeah, because normally I'm like 3D.
Because I heard it's subtle enough that it's good, and I thought that about Tangled, honestly.
I want to see all the racing in 3D.
I saw Tangled in 3D, and I was like, there's some stuff where I'm like, oh, this is nice. It's like high angles, there's nice depth, there's scenery. It's cool, and it didn't have to be like, it was just like
the cat that comes off the screen.
It's and I've Hope Wreck-It Ralph is kind of similar. Like,
cool.
I got some free movie points, so why not blow it on that?
Yeah.
I don't feel bad.
I got a corporate gift card from the
Nice. I get discount coupons once in a while because they're like, it's Tuesday.
I had discount coupons to Wonderland. Never try and get 3 storyboard artists / comic artists out to
anything.
to anything because we can't coordinate it.
Yeah.
Oh,
speaking of comic artists, Beguilin, our local artsy schmaltzy comic shop. I don't know what's the real phrase. Indie comic shop.
Awesome.
Call it. Awesome. Our local awesome comic shop, Beguilin, celebrated its
25th.
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't know the number. I just knew it was a anniversary.
I think 25. Yeah, 25th
25th. Hopefully we're right.
Hopefully
anniversary.
We're not making that up.
Celebrate their anniversary. Yeah. It was the other night, and I didn't actually know about it, so I didn't go.
They actually they had a.
I feel bad.
It wouldn't have been at the. Comic shop.
Oh,
they have
no?
a bunch of events that are happening throughout the month, and there was one. It was a book launch for. I think it was a book by Chris Ware.
Okay.
I'm thinking Ethan Riley, who did Pope Hats. I might be wrong. And Adrian Tomaine, who.
How come each creator like hurts your brain?
Because I'm so bad at names.
Adrian!
And so it's 3 comic artists. Oh, and Seth, who's a Ontario comic legend dude. And they were doing a Q&A for the Beguilin's 25th up actually by your place.
Oh, was it at the
Hot Docs Cinema?
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know it was in there.
And I was going to go, but it was raining, and I had to get my Barbie board done, so. Yeah. But, I mean...
No one told me about it, so I didn't...
I was going to ask you out, and then I was like, well, I don't know if he likes the... I mean, you like everything. But
I should.
I was like,
I need to see
it's
more
slice of life indie kind of stuff. Like,
oh yeah.
I don't know. If, like,
I read me some blankets. I read me some.
More towards blankets.
Yeah, I read that other thing.
2.
That other slice of slice of life. I have a slice of life every now and then. Put some little cream on it. That's it. Slice of life. Why not? Put in the microwave. 12 seconds. Whatever. Slice of life. There you go. What are we talking about here?
I don't know.
I have the split from the chat, but if you're on later, Katie, Skype me.
Yeah, we have a Cry Time network. I'll hop on Skype in a bit.
Gabby also. I drew myself in Sugar Rush form.
Yeah, you did.
I gotta request mine, but I don't know what candy I like.
Yeah, I just did the candy corn because I knew I wanted to do blue hair, so I was like, what goes good with blue is orange. There's a lot of people who are sugar rushing themselves, and they look so cute.
Yeah, I just can't think of what... Do you guys know what my favorite candy is? I was thinking, like, the big rubber gummy feet, but I don't like them that much anymore.
Yeah, you'd be wearing
I was thinking Cadbury cream eggs, but I don't know, that's too obscure.
Well, I mean,
just
I was thinking
chocolate.
of, like, putting sprinkles on your hair and, like, having that little hat.
Wait! I do like icings with the sprinkles in it. Can you make me a Betty Crocker car?
I don't want to design a car.
Oh. Can you make my hat a Betty Crocker sprinkle icing hat?
Yeah, I can do that.
Because that at least is something I can admit to eating. A tub of Betty Crocker icing.
Candy corn, but
yeah. What's the rest of me though? Like, what would a guy wear? Like, there's a pumpkin dude, isn't there? Or?
Yeah, I mean, if you look at them, they mostly just have like hoodies and tights and stuff. But
I want a hoodie.
The design on the hoodie is like.
And I want another tub of icing with a spoon in it on the hoodie front. Okay. Because I could be holding tubs of icing. I like my icing.
Go buy some icing.
Maybe. Oh, we could do that. Actually, I have a free...
We're grown-ups. We can do what we want.
That's true. Unlike you kids who gotta go to sleep and go to school tomorrow, we could buy icing and eat it.
I was having a moment like that. I forget what it was. It was like I was having popcorn for lunch.
And you're like...
I'm a grown-up. I can do what I want.
Yeah. Well, I was just thinking, like, I want to go to Toys R Us and be like, I'm gonna treat myself.
Some adults are like, I'm gonna buy a car, possibly a house. You show up at Toys R Us and you're like,
ooh, Nerf guns are on sale.
Oh, gosh.
Someday, because I'm a grown up. I can do it. Doesn't have to be my birthday. I can have toys whenever the hell I want. I'm a grown man.
And it's like when you're buying all these toys. You're like, just so you know, these aren't for some kid. These are for me. She's like, okay.
They're like, would you like a gift receipt? I'm like, oh, this isn't a gift, ma'am. I'm going to be playing with these in like 5 minutes.
It just cuts to you outside, just like, running around.
Oh my god. It'd be that kind of thing.
So good.
I'm ridiculous. Let's go some last chats. Anything else you guys want to... If you guys want to promote some things, if there's any movies or webcomics or projects or Indiegogos you're working on, we're all more than happy to spread the word. Because, you know, like, it's not... This is a learning show.
This is a learning
I like
show.
to say that once in a while.
I feel like I always learn something by the end of it.
You know, so if you guys have anything that you're working on or things that you're done that you want to be able to check out, for, you know, tell the chat. And hopefully they'll tell other people. And it spreads just like that thing where the kid was all like, you helped 3 people. And they might help 3 other people.
If they're not jerks.
Yeah. So we'll see where it... I think it was called Pay It Forward, but the first thought was She's All That. It came into my mind. I don't know why. Anyway, I'm not good with movie titles.
When you go down the stairs and suddenly it's like, she doesn't have the glasses. There was a really cute meme I saw going around where it was like that whole thing where like, if I take off my glasses, suddenly I look hot. Like, this is stupid. And, like, the girl would do it, and suddenly, like, the next clip would be her all made up with, like...
Yeah.
And she's like, what the hell? And then they would keep doing that where people are like, this is stupid, and they take the glasses off, and they're also super made up.
Where's this from?
It was something someone had on Tumblr, and then it would turn to, like, someone's like, what? And then they put glasses on, and suddenly it's like... Oh, no, damn, how did it go? It was like... It would be like a gender swap accidentally, where it was like, she was like a hot dude. She's like, oh, what happened? And then, oh, actually, I like this. It was cute.
TV is saying, I'm an adult now, and I can have as many toys as I want.
That's right.
It's true.
That's right.
We got Gabby saying, my comic called Be Okay.
Hey. My Twitter is me, myself, and Gabby.
Me, myself, and Gabby on Twitter. Start subscribing. What else we got? What? I'm an adult. Can't draw myself named Gabby. My name is Gabby. Candy Corn Tiras. What? Candy?
I think that's the Candy Sugar Rush thing.
How many people have Sugar Rush characters now?
They're
How many
really
people want them?
cute.
Because it's kind of like the Halloween thing when everyone's Twitter was becoming like spook whatever. Like they just make it Twittery and scary.
I was KT Shamble Man.
Yeah, like everyone's doing that, but now like the next thing is either going to be like Christmas mustaches or Sugar Rush.
Well, my little icon has it's like the tiniest little fuzz of a mustache.
Yeah.
I get a lot of compliments on it. I'm like,
There you go.
Thank you.
There you go. It's a monsieur. My comic won't be done, says TV Dinner, for 6 more years. So look forward to that in 6 years.
You know
TV
what?
Dinner's
In 6
comic.
years, talk to us and we will plug the hell out of it.
Yes, assuming the show is still.
We
on.
will write. You will go ape for this comic. You will go ape for this.
Yeah, so that's the chat. 9:50. Anything else we got on the plate?
Anything happening this weekend? If you're going to CTN, I am very jealous. It's happening, of course, in Burbank, California, and it is all the animation folks out there.
Yeah.
A lot of my LA friends are going to be there, and I'm missing out again because I have to do the responsible adult thing and stay home and draw cartoons.
There's some weird irony in that.
It is weird.
So I can't have fun. I'm making cartoons.
I gotta draw
Everyone's
cartoons.
like, oh.
I gotta stay home in my pajamas.
I
and
know,
listen
right?
To J-pop. Because of course I can't friggin' turn Sugar Rush off.
Do you have wait?
UGAR.
Do they have like more music? Because here, was it you who told me that in Japan, Wreck-It Ralph is called Sugar Rush?
I didn't say it, but it is called Sugar Rush.
Yeah, that's so bizarre.
Yeah.
Like I know it may not seem crazy bizarre because like when
It's like they cut the whole first half and just go right to...
Like that. So it's a story about this cute little girl with black hair and her big dumpy friend who punches things. But don't worry about him.
Halfway through.
Sugar Rush! And it's like, yeah.
It's such a freaking cute song.
Yeah, that was during the credits. But yeah, if you guys haven't seen it yet, Wreck-It Ralph, full reviews, not even as a gamer nerd
we loved it.
geek. It's, once you get past the first 20 minutes of pointing and losing your mind,
Yeah.
it's a solid story. It's funny. It's cute. It's heartwarming. It's really well done. Yeah, Wreck-It Ralph, thumbs up. Like, I'm gonna thumbs up it.
I'm reading this. It looks like everybody here is making comics. Good
on you guys. Is that what making comics?
Awesome.
It's like we have something in common or something.
Yeah.
You guys like comics?
We like comics. We like making comics too.
I don't know.
Clean milk.
This is like some weird comic show.
This is cool. Yeah.
You guys like icing?
Like that was fun.
Do we have anything else in I'm just trying my cards right now. See what we're
Claire, when does it come out in Ireland?
What's coming out in Ireland?
It seems like
Wreck-It Ralph?
silly Irish release, she says.
Oh, I thought that was the name of the Irish release.
No. Wreck-It Ralph was called Silly Irish Release.
It's like, I guess.
I don't really understand the translation.
Well, Ireland does weird things when borders.
That's too bad. Yeah, to the folks who it's not coming out yet. Maybe
Okay, we won't say anything else. But honestly, it's good. It is.
Loved it.
You know, if you watched earlier episodes of Shenanigans Life, I was all like, oh, it's gonna end one of two ways.
February, I call shenanigans. That sucks.
In that case, you're let. The thing is, I don't want to tell you to download it because you should see it big, but find a friend with a big TV and get like a 1080p edition. Because the thing is, it's their fault. In this modern day, everything should be released at the same time. We've had access to it. We've had the pleasure of seeing it, and we paid for it. So you can say we paid for your ticket, and you can go see. Yeah. I'm gonna see it again. Okay, so let's put it this way: if you download it, I'll see it again. You know what? Don't get caught with piracy. That's bad. But you should still see Wreck-It Ralph somehow. But you shouldn't get it spoiled.
You know what? Man. If you can download it, and then support it later.
Yes.
Because we do that.
Because I want all the toys. Yeah. They have this plushy pillow
really want
that's 8-bit.
Thing. I love it.
Well, because
it's so cute.
The Disney Store Eaton Center is gone now.
What?
You've got to go up to like Yorkville or something.
No, why is it gone?
I don't know.
Silver Snail, on the Disney Store. There's like no reason for me to be on Queen Street past Bathurst anymore. Or Spadina.
Technically, the Eaton Center's on Young, but...
Queen and...
Yeah. Well, I guess you don't want to go City Hall or go skating?
I will. But I mean, like, it used to be like, I'm going to go to Silver Snail.
Yeah.
And now
I have no reason to go Queen Street. I'm done.
Yeah. There's no reason for me to go Queen.
Ever.
That over there.
If there was, like, a trampoline that could bounce you from one end to the other, I would
because, like, the HMV,
it's
like, I never buy anything from HMV. I go look around.
And I'll buy shoes. I don't need to buy
shoes. I mean, there's Malabar.
We're talking Toronto businesses.
Oh, yeah.
Go see Wreck-It Ralph. That's all I'm going to say. Watch Gravity Falls.
We should watch them after the show.
Yeah, we'll watch them. It's honestly, like, I feel like Disney has hit some sort of renaissance. Because in...
You can't say it like
what?
Any other way. You always got some, like, I don't know if it's like Assassin's Creed or what. Is it?
Yes, in Venezia. Disney, back in our day, and this isn't me just being like, 90s rockin'. Back in our day, Disney was rocking it. They had Chip 'n Dale's Rescue Rangers.
Aladdin.
They had Aladdin. They had
Darkwing
Duck. Goof Troop to an extent.
Tailspin
was alright. Gargoyles. Disney was on the ball.
Yeah.
Then they got, what's the word for sucking but doesn't burn bridges?
Well, I mean, wasn't there stuff like...
Oh, no, it was kind of weak sauce in the middle. They're just kind of, like, making whatever. Like, then they make, like, the Mighty Ducks series, and they're ducks, and they have a spaceship under the ice, and you're like, all right.
Weird.
And I feel like that whole... And there's all... Like, and the thing was, we didn't have all the Disney shows, because we didn't have, like, Disney Network or Family Channel, whatever it is. But I feel like they've kind of come back in a big way. Because also, like, their animated movies also got kind of weak sauce. Like, they stopped doing 2D animation, and they dabbled in 3D, but the dinosaur movie was kind of like, all right, there's dinosaurs, I guess.
2 years ago, though.
But that's what I'm talking about. This was was kind of a slump that Disney hit, and I feel like they're finally getting back out of it. A lot of people are giving them big ups for the.
They're taking a lot of chances.
They are, because a lot of people, like by a lot of people, I say Movie Bob, the guy from The Escapist, because I enjoy his stuff. He was giving big ups to Disney for being like, all right, we're going to do the Avengers movie, which is a huge property. Let's get Joss Whedon to do it. Yeah. You know the guy who does TV shows? Let's get him to do it.
Yeah.
And it's like, why not? You know, and also them now owning Star Wars. A lot of people are actually like, maybe 10 years ago we'd be like, oh God, no. But now we're like, well, it can't get any worse.
Yeah.
And also if they're taking chances, you know, it's like hire any director and there you go. Like I feel like Disney, and with Gravity Falls
I think they've got
and everything.
Someone signed up to direct.
Maybe I haven't followed up on it.
Or screenwrite, like the guy. Oh, who the hell?
Yeah.
Does anyone know who's directing the new Star Wars movie?
But on top of it, like Tangled, Gravity Falls, Wreck-It Ralph, like these are all properties I stand by. I'm like, these are well done. Yeah. They're funny. They're well paced. They're for the whole family. They're not just kids films, which for the most part Disney was never just kids films unless it was straight to DVD sequels.
Well, it's like family movie versus kids film.
Yeah.
Kids films like, the kids are dumb here. It's like, well, now we feel like you're pandering.
Because someone like posted on Tumblr, it's like, oh, the saddest moment in a kids movie is a scene from Up, and I'm like, well, it's not. a kid's movie because it's a family movie. It's everyone can get into it.
Yeah, and it's children.
There's a difference.
Won't understand like it. That movie wasn't really for. It wasn't for kids. It was for like something for a family to enjoy with elements that kids would enjoy.
Yeah.
And as a kid, you can understand loss, but it's like that first 5 minutes is something you won't be experiencing until you're older.
It's painful and sad, and it's incredibly well composed.
Like it's a life story. You know?
Yeah. Like, there's dips so hard, but then you just got to come out of it, kind of thing. Like, they don't live the rest of their life in depression. You're like, this is.
And that's what I really like about it, because it's like you feel like that's the end of the story, and that's it. But then it's like they find a way to just take it off and make it crazy and have like a fun old guy adventure. And I really like that.
Did someone say Darth Vader is supposed to come back in the next Star Wars movies?
People are talking about having cameos with like Harrison Ford.
No. If they get Harrison Ford, they cannot put him in the vest and the striped pants and be like, see, it's Han. He might shoot first this time. But like maybe I don't know, would like an old Luke be cool if he's like a master?
They need like it was Kristen when we went to the ROM. She was like, they need like a Mal Reynolds kind of guy where it's like a young kind of. It doesn't have to be Han. It just should be like a young kind of like a new reboot of that kind of character.
I feel like this is going to be a long conversation that we should save for the next episode.
We should, because I know you want to be like.
I know I'm done with Star Wars, but now I'm curious.
I am curious.
Because
it's a whole world you can play with, and it's like technically you should be able to do a lot with it. You can go to any planet. I mean, you can visit the ones that exist. Like all these planets are like one environment too. It's like snow
sand, lava, decent. All our planets have.
You show up on Coruscant, it's like it's nothing but buildings.
Park bench planets. It's like, all right, that works.
I'm expecting there to be Candyland.
I'm like, is this Mario Kart or just space? Like, what's going on here?
Yeah.
All these like themed planets. Why not? Perfect. At this state, I wouldn't be surprised. All right, so we'll save that for next time because you thought we were done with Star Wars, but hey, possibilities keep opening up. I was a bit irritated.
Yeah.
I was done. I wasn't angry anymore. I told you guys. I let go. I accepted. I moved on. But now it pulls you back. You just can't get away for too long, can you? No. I'm like, yes. That's coming up. So once again, check out all those movies I just said because they're crazy good. I don't know about Skyfall. Tell us if you think it was great. If you think Skyfall's enough, or if he just kind of tumbles on the gun. I don't know. Some people like it. I might see it, but I haven't seen the others yet. Beyond that, games. Halo 4. It's Halo. If you like it, go to town. Multiplayer is really good. You can also buy Mountain Dew and Doritos to get double XP.
No.
Yes.
What?
Oh, the games has changed. Now you gotta buy things to do the things you want to do. It's amazing what they do with marketing. Beyond that, what else is going on?
Is Master Chief like in a cutscene with like?
I was really hoping that if you enter the Mountain Dew code, you glow green and you constantly hear this voice going, "Do the do!" every time you get a kill. Ugh. That would have been awesome.
Really?
Yes. If they're gonna like horror out and be like all product placement, I'm like, go all the way, man. Own it.
Yeah, make it funny.
I want Master Chief to be on a skateboard. I want him to do like a 360 and then punch an alien.
Go through a bunch of cups.
Oh yeah, check out our Uber Friendships recent
you guys,
video.
I highly recommend you check this out.
Go to uberfriendship.com.
Spoiler for
Gears of War 3. Gears Effect. Massive Gears Effect.
So you might not want to watch it if you are planning on checking it out.
Go to uberfriendship.com and check out Gears of War 3.
They made it like an 80s
action
toy.
rescue truck.
Yeah, they made it an 80s toy commercial.
Hopefully you enjoy it. Share it with your friends. Movember still happening. I haven't really been promoting it too much because I was trying to get some stuff together, but I'm going to be pushing it harder this week than ever because also if you want more chapters of Shaggy Reads Twilight, this is the last time I'm ever going to offer to do it. $25 donation to my Movember efforts, and once again, the money doesn't go to me; it goes to like more important things.
How much? What is the tier level award? Is it just?
It's only $25. I'm not doing anything. You get one chapter for every donation of $25. And to put it into perspective, just quickly, $25 is like the average decent 1 hour wage. Like in 1 hour, you'll make $25 in like a decent
good job
thing. These episodes take like maybe 3 hours to record.
Yeah, and again, you're
it's a lot of work.
Buying Twilight episodes.
And you're not buying it. No.
Any money you donate is going right
Any
to
money you
Movember.
donate goes to Movember. So and if you think $25 is too much for like one audio file, it's actually not because it's hours of work that goes into it. Hours of love and care and hate. So much hate.
Blog.
And I'm not saying this to be like guilt you guys into it. I just want to give you a bit of perspective of why it's $25 because it's also 25 is good increments for Movember to
Well,
like
also too,
jump
if it's
up.
like a buck a chapter and someone drops
Yeah.
25, you're like, oh no, I gotta do it.
If it's $1 chapter, I gotta do a lot of them. If you guys want it, like if you guys don't want it, just don't give money and then it dies. It dies a terrible, awful death. But definitely check out the page. Go to Shaggy Shan on Movember, or look up Team Quarter Circle Mo. Flux Fox is on there too. You can support Flux Fox in his efforts as well. All money goes to good cause. That's why we're growing Mo's and why I'm going to look more ridiculous in the coming days.
Mo-tastic.
There'll be photo updates. There'll be an official video about this if you guys want more stuff to listen to. But otherwise, donate anyway. Build your own team. Support your friends who are doing it. Good cause. Canada's going to win again. I'm sorry. We win every year because we're the best. Canada, go team.
People think we're really humble here, but we're not.
No. We rub your faces in.
Yeah.
Canada. Beyond
We're
that,
the ones who act polite in public in this room.
once we're on live shows, we barrel. Once again, you want to check out the Twitters. It's Katie Shy. It's Shaggy Shan. The
Yes,
Tumblrs
it is.
are the same. The websites are sillykingdom.com.
It is.
Where you can purchase this fine bag of wine gummies.
Give me.
Where is your comment?
Over there.
Where you can purchase Silly Kingdom. Alan Retro's 211th birthday. Over a year old, so it's almost the 212th birthday, pretty much, you would call it. You can get your copy for ridiculously cheap.
99 cents digital copy.
99 cents digital
and
copy.
those will not run out.
Those are eternal, because we're not like those companies that are like, limited supplies. I'm like, it's digital, there's no such thing.
Yeah.
I don't know if there's any
That'll get you
comic company that
what
does
is
that.
it?
That'd be
It's
awful.
like a 40-page comic there.
Yeah, man.
And if for $6 plus shipping, you get
Yes.
Mr. Physical here, and there's only 20 left.
Wait, what?
So-
How long is the show going to be tonight? I just finished watching the first hour.
Oh, we're like wrapping now.
Oh, yeah, we're wrapping right now.
Yeah.
Or I could be slowly
We
doing
can
it.
slowly
Okay.
wrap.
Go to thekingdom.com, get your copy. There's like, what, 20 left, we say?
20
less,
left, yeah.
Less than that?
Yep.
If you want your copy, it's the last time it'll ever be in that format. Because if we reprint, we're going to look for a cheaper solution. So if you want the perfect bound where you can almost read the spine. Oh, wait, there's nothing on it.
No, we didn't.
If you want to see purple on your bookshelf, get this copy. Beyond that, Cautionary Fables and Fairy Tales at CFFT. You want to check that out. The flight books, you want to check those out too? Why not?
Yeah, you can find those in any bookstore.
Our big winner, Creepy Porpoise. Did we ship that out yet?
We still have to sign all those things.
Oh.
I need you to.
We're going to do that. We're going to
ship it
sign
tonight, creepy.
from our whatever the reason contests. We gave away a bunch of stuff on Halloween night. Creepy Porpoise won cleaning up with an RPG story. Check out that episode. I apologize for the blippy audio. It got fixed though, because if you guys aren't hearing blips, it's fixed. Thank you, live stream. Yeah, they act. Like, let me say this. I email live stream. I'm like, dude, my audio's kind of blippy. What's up? I'm expecting like automatic responses. Maybe it was automatic. It's really convincing. But they got back to me and they're like, oh, send us examples. And so I send them the episodes. And then today they're like, oh, hey, there's a new update. We made it just for you.
Oh,
And I'm like, you made it for me?
lovely.
Like, yes. And we released it to everyone. Thank
That's
you.
really nice,
I'm like,
though.
yes. They didn't actually say that, but I feel like that's what they said. And we updated. And if the show's good, thank them. No blips. So it sounds like we're going to stick with live stream every Wednesday around 8 o'clock. Live stream's been doing us pretty good.
Yeah.
We'll have more episodes of actual art and stuff. Right now, Katie's in deadline mode, so
Yeah.
can't show you nothing. But there will be live drawing, picture-in-picture, and if we can figure out some software where you guys can join us in drawing, the lag may be a
That'd be
little
cool.
tricky for that, because we'd be like, draw a bear! And we're like, waiting for it, and then just, now draw a duck, and then all these bears show up. We're like,
What's happening?
what is going on with this show?
Yeah.
We'll be doing that. This is the longest lead out ever, so let's end it quickly.
Okay. Where's the thingy? Where do I press stop?
On that thing.
Down here?
Have yourselves a good night. See you guys next
All right.
week.
Ciao, guys. Bye.
Cheers.